Today on Talking Without Thinking, we have some crazy what the news. We have a very special segment that you've just got to stick around to hear. We're going to do one word reviews, the Christmas edition. We're going to have a woke thought. We're going to close things out like we do every week with best week of the week. So let's go ahead and get this episode started. Welcome to Talking Without Thinking with your co-hosts, Stevie, Jarrod, Jason, and me, Scott. I just wanted to jam for a minute. We never go past that.
So offbeat, Jason.
So offbeat.
How are you the rhythm section of a band and you can't keep a beat?
I swear it's latency on your end. I was hitting that 1 and 2
No,
and
you
3
were
and 4.
not.
I fucking swear to God. I swear to God. Listen, I can't count. I can't count music at all. I don't count. I'm a bass player. I just fucking groove it up, dude.
Yeah, he just plays along to the drummer, man. If there's not a drummer there,
Jason
it's all
just
over for
admitted
him.
on a podcast he can't count.
Oh man,
Play on the
Bingo.
vocals more really than even to the drums.
That's true. That's true. Oh my gosh.
that's how we had to do it in our band too. But that's because our drummer didn't play to a metronome. But that's another
That's
day.
also true.
That's another day.
Well, welcome everybody to episode 96. Episode 96. Dude, we're itching. We're making our way to a hundo.
Prediction: we'll hit 100 in 2023.
Yep. That's a pretty
Because,
valid prediction.
Jason, I can count.
New Year's resolution. We're going to get 100 episodes in 2023. Even though it doesn't look like it,
I can count
we actually
music.
have 100.
I can count music, but everything's in 4/4 unless you're a stupid nerd anyways. Who gives a shit?
Says the guy that plays in a prog rock band.
Count. They tell me it's in like 69
Got him.
I'm like, I don't know. I don't fucking know.
He just goes where he's dropped off.
That's it, man.
His mom's like, "Go have fun with your friends, Jason. me and your brother are gonna go spend some quality time together."
Oh God.
Only
So I've had a crazy
No,
week this
that dog
week.
is your sibling. Just ask your parents.
It truly is.
Scott,
Yo.
how was your week, my friend?
It was good. It was good. I actually I got rid of what I dubbed Mega Desk. It was like a bittersweet day. It was a desk that I had custom made for me like a couple of years ago, like during COVID
It's
times,
huge.
when I just wanted like a huge ass desk. The thing was literally 8 feet long by like 4 feet wide.
Whew.
And I think it weighed around 100 pounds.
Mhm.
So like a guy came and finally like bought. I've had it listed for like 2 months because I wanted to downgrade. Smaller desk. I wanted to get like a sit stand desk so I can like stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down.
This guy
which is
wanted an
nice.
upgrade.
He'd like
Yeah.
diagonally stuff it in the back of a truck, or did he have to rent a U-Haul for that?
Dude, so let me tell you, homie brought a van and his
Oh,
wife.
man.
What kind of van?
I don't know exactly what kind, but it was literally he had exactly 8 feet worth of room in the back.
Oh wow.
Did it
So-
have a bunch of windows or not enough windows?
Yeah, was it like a
all the
minivan
windows.
or was it like
No,
a white
it
van?
was it was a minivan. If it was
Okay.
like one of those like freight vans, that would have been fantastic. It would have been so
Yeah.
easy to load this shit. But nah, regular minivan. So we had to literally take the desk almost completely apart. We took like the top off, we took the legs apart, and had to carry this thing. So my stairs go like this,
They're
and then
awkward.
there's like a diagonal turn,
Oh,
or that
man.
like almost a
Yeah,
complete
same.
90-degree turn.
So it was like a
So-
situation.
So we're trying to get an 8-foot, 100-pound desk down that shit.
So
Oh
many
my
people have
God.
ate shit going down that staircase before you live there, Scott. You have no idea.
Oh,
That
I
place-
guarantee.
That place is haunted by a couple people just fucking breaking their neck. going down
Listen,
that thing.
Ashley ate shit once on it too. Like she
I
went
almost did a
down
few
the last
times.
flight of stairs, like falling down once.
So, yeah, you had to
And
spend some
thankfully
quality
she was
time.
okay, but
You had to spend some quality time with this guy. Like, see, for me, like,
we did.
if it's not something that I could just like carry out on my own to the front door, be like, "Here you go, man. Thanks for the money. See you later. Never again."
Man,
I
No,
would have just
we-
broke that shit.
we
down.
hung out for like an hour.
So
Yeah,
he was
and
obviously
You bonded.
Found out that I kind of knew him.
How
He
so?
used to work for, so I worked for a background screening and drug testing company that used to work with these medical centers called Concentra, and they're like local urgent cares kind of. Well, he used to work in one in Georgia around the same time I was working for this company. And he knew the company. He's like, "Oh yeah, I worked with you guys all the time." So it's like in a way we kind of knew each other. So we like, kind of talked about that a bit, but
Gotcha.
7 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
it was.
What was his
After you heard
plans?
that, I was just gonna say, after you heard that, you're probably like, okay, I don't have to worry about this guy stabbing me in the neck while we're carrying this shit down the stairs.
Oh yeah,
Well,
and it was
no.
weird too. Because he messaged me on Facebook and he did not have a profile picture. So I immediately thought it was a scam. Because
Right.
on Facebook, like who doesn't have a profile picture at this
Pe-
point? Like
people
it's
that-
2022,
People that literally use it for marketplace.
which is apparently what this guy uses it for.
Yep,
Because
that's
like he
what-
was totally legit. He messaged me the
that's
first
all my
day. He's like,
coworker
I'll let
does.
you, he's like, I'll let you know if I'm interested. I was like, cool. I didn't expect to hear from him again. The next day he messaged me. He's like, hey, is it cool if I swing by at like 5? I was like, sure. Like if you're real. I'm like,
What are his
if, if you're gonna buy it, I take Cash App or cash, and that's pretty much it. So
Probably
like,
cash over Cash App. Fuck you, IRS.
he Cash Apped me, but regardless, like he showed up and like, we did the thing.
What are his plans for the desk? He seemed very happy to be getting a
He-
giant fucking desk.
He was super happy. He works from home as well, so he was just gonna like use it to work from home. I was like, more power to you, bro.
He probably has a medieval themed office.
He might, or it's like very rustic. It's a rustic office.
Does he seem like a
Dungeon.
rustic
I don't know.
guy?
He seemed a
Maybe-
little rustic.
Maybe
He's
this
from
was
Georgia.
the piece that he wanted to find to start the rustic office.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It
Well,
kicked off
you know-
rustic land.
This
Or a
desk was
dungeon.
made by Scott and I's friend Floyd Carpenter. I don't know if he still does work, but I'm pretty sure he does. And
He does.
Floyd
Yeah, he
too,
still does
yeah.
some contract work. Or
rustic
custom work.
guy, very hands on.
Was.
He did
Salt
really
of
good
the
does
job.
earth,
great
if
work.
you will.
Yeah,
Salt of the earth
great
human
guy.
being.
Beautiful
Yeah.
desk.
Yeah,
I was sad to
huge.
let it go, but like the next place we're moving to, there's no way it's gonna fit in there. Like I got lucky and got like a giant room here, and the previous place I was in, like the loft had plenty of space to fit it, but next place I don't think is going to. So I was kind of just preemptively getting it out of here, just so I don't have to like move it again.
Yeah,
So it was so much, man. It was pretty extra, to be honest.
I know the struggles, man.
Yeah.
My standing desk is made out of like solid wood, so it's like 100 pounds.
Damn.
You know,
this
I
one's like
usually-
75.
Have I talked to you about how I usually work sitting on the ground with my job?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a ground guy. Like, I never sit at this desk and like work on music or doing podcasting, but like my only goal of my current job was to be able to do with only one screen, one laptop, and I can. It's not that complicated of a gig. So now I basically just like either I'm sitting in this chair watching YouTube, and then I like take a Zoom call, and then I just go back to sit down on the ground. This is my life. Things are great.
I mean, I respect it, but
complaints.
there's no way I can sit on the ground for more than like 5 or 10 minutes before my legs go to sleep,
Dude,
and I won't be able to walk.
especially
I'm a ground
being
guy too.
being a big man like me, dude. If I stand on my knees for like 30 seconds, it's gonna hurt for the rest of the day. Like it's gonna be sore. You know what I mean? And
I
I
spend
haven't
a
been
lot
able
of
to
time
sit.
on the ground.
You sit Indian style? Because like I mean,
It's
Yeah,
crisscross applesauce.
It's crisscross applesauce. 2022.
Crisscross
I can't do-
applesauce.
oh
Yeah.
my
I
bad.
can't
my
do
bad.
lotus pose. Like I can never do lotus pose. I've talked to you about like I've done like 2.5 years of yoga. Like I can take it to town on some like white
Wait,
girls and
what
some
is
hot yoga
what is
shit.
lotus pose? I know nothing about yoga. I know
It's
what
the
like
one. It's the one
I can
where you
do
have
the
to, like-
cobra shit.
all it is Indian style, and then you take one leg and flip it up,
Crisscross applesauce.
whatever. And then you like fucking you take that and you flip the leg up on top of the other leg. I can't do it without blowing out a kneecap. I'm not thinking
Oh, that sounds
flexible.
awful.
I'm pretty flexible for a dude though. Like
Yeah,
I've
hold on a
had
second.
like
Indian
what's-
style is not offensive. That's actually from India.
I thought it was Native American.
Ah,
They
because
That's
switched
where
it
it
to
came
crisscross applesauce to avoid any kind of
meditation and
confrontation.
stuff.
this is a road I want to. This is a road I want to go down. All I'm gonna say is that
I need-
like I can't do a lot of yoga. I'm pretty good at yoga, and but so like spending a lot of time like on the ground.
Apparently,
laying
you're
shit is
not
a
if you
big
can't do
deal.
lotus pose.
But can most guys do yoga pose? That's the question. Like, or lotus
only
pose.
know
Some
a-
dudes.
I only know a few of them from doing
I don't
DDP
know.
yoga, which is like kind of yoga.
Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with that. No, not at all. Shut up,
Modified.
DDP. But I don't know. Then again, like dudes are like I've known a lot of people that are dudes that are like randomly flexible, and I'm like, that sounds really weird. I realize, but they'll be like, hey, look, I can like put my leg behind my head, and I'm like, how the fuck can you do that shit, bro? I can't do that.
My leg would detach from the rest of my body.
See, what's crazy is like I used to have
Only way it
a
would
friend.
happen.
I used to have a friend that was just as big as me, and he could do shit like that. And I'm like, dude, how? How is this happening right now? It's just like some people are more flexible than others because it's not like he was doing yoga, unless the 15 years that I knew his ass, he was doing yoga when I wasn't looking, and I was looking a lot. So I don't know about that.
Flexibility to weight
Calm
ratio.
We
What are
were
you looking
roommates.
at?
We were roommates for like 4 or 5
Oh.
years. Come on now.
1-bedroom loft.
What happened to
yeah.
crisscross applesauce?
Single bathroom, one shower.
That's
It was
my
prison.
life. What are you talking
We're
about?
saying it was prison.
Come on now.
You
Just
know,
a
when he was
single
in prison
bathroom.
in the
But no,
70s because he was a kid in 1964.
How we go?
True.
Welcome
How
back
we
to
go?
the Slammer, Jerry. Welcome back. It's been a while. We missed you. Lou got out. Franco got out. Guido was back in, but we still got your bunk here, buddy. Come on back.
Jason
with that.
now has to fix so much of his own audio when he edits.
I was about to say,
Yeah, I have a
Jason,
compressor.
when my
Okay.
headphones turn red, it means you got to do some editing.
Oh,
There's
But no,
a wonderful thing. There's a wonderful thing called compression that changes everything in life with audio.
Essentially, what I was saying is, I haven't been able to sit crisscross applesauce style since like 5th grade. But
Damn,
he
homie.
did it all the time. He did it all the time. And
Jason is now ashamed for you.
I got a
like,
fucking
whenever I,
webcam. Scott, I'm gonna show you what Lotus. Pose
What?
is.
he's going to do it right now.
we're about to get hit with some Lotus Pose. If you guys aren't watching on YouTube, Jason is about to
Spotify.
try and sit Lotus. Yeah, or Spotify. Okay.
Jason's blown out a kneecap.
Oh no. So that foot's got to go over top of your knee. Oh, that's
No.
awful. No.
Mm-mm.
No. There's no way,
Kinda
homie.
do it, but I would not rather. I
Like-
basically feel like I'm about to like cast.
I mean,
slice
it's
myself.
best if you don't do it on the soft surface of your bed. You're supposed to have some
No.
firmness underneath you.
To be
I
honest,
realized I would drop out a frame though on the ground.
that looked a lot like extra Chris, extra cross applesauce.
Yeah, I mean that's all
So,
Lotus
like-
Pose is.
Did you want to jump? No.
I don't think
silence.
so.
Oh, I
All
got
right,
you.
cool.
I got you, Scott. I was going to let you have that one.
Cool.
Oh, you're talking about.
Thank
okay,
you.
I got it now. 90s rapper.
You know, the guys that wore their clothes backwards in the 90s.
I actually just saw that music video last week.
I thought you were about
It's
to tell
amazing.
us you had that cassette now.
Oh no, I'll look for it though. You better believe. I would love
Scott's
that.
cassette
Add it to your
collection
list.
is
just
jumping.
so
It's
you know,
fantastic.
Growing, man.
speaking of hunting cassettes and CDs, hip hop and rap and stuff is more expensive when you find it because
Oh, I know.
less
I've seen
people
that
took
already.
care of them. Yeah.
Yeah, they're harder to find.
Uh-huh.
They're very
That's
rare.
because we listen to our music.
It's true. It's true. It's
A
true.
band promoting vinyl.
We as in like
It's
us as
phenomenal.
individuals, right?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, you guys ready to do some news? Let's do some news.
Yes, sir.
Hit him with the fucking
All right. This week on What the News, we've got a few stories today. The first one, a woman who married a ghost claims he ruined their honeymoon by making her pay for everything. Singer-songwriter Bricard, who tied the knot with her ghost lover on Halloween this year, went to Barry Island for her honeymoon. However, she was disappointed on her honeymoon due to his unpredictable nature. She said not only would he not pay for anything, but he started wrestling with her on the beach to be romantic while she was having her ice cream, and it came all over her instead. So
This woman is completely insane and needs some
Did-
professional help.
I feel like we've
Yeah.
done a What the News on someone who married a ghost back in like 2019. So
this
it's
has
a different
definitely
lady.
happened before. It's
Very
definitely happened before. I
see-
feel like this is like happens more than they actually report about because people do
Yeah, I
be
feel
fucking
like that.
nuts.
What are you sure this isn't from like The Onion or something?
Not
No,
from the
this is
Onion.
news.
It's
It's
100%
reality.
crazy news.
And
Reality.
let me
This is
These
our
are the people that live
reality.
amongst us.
let me add. It's not crazy that this person's married to a ghost. Like that's whatever. It's crazy that they think that ghosts can pay for shit because like they aren't tied to like spectral reality. They have no need for money. The only reason we need money is because we have the potential to die if we don't feed ourselves, shelter ourselves, and clothe ourselves. The second you're a ghost, I don't give a fuck about money. Like, fuck you. You deal with it. That's it.
It's not like they have
So,
ghost credits. They better.
Well, that's
not.
how you get
I'll be pissed.
ghost credit. Technically, though, you could make the argument that a ghost is deficient in the credits necessary to get into either heaven or hell. That's why they're ghosts. But that's more of like a spiritual, social credit thing. We're talking cash money here, and ghosts don't give a fuck about that.
Jason's not
That's what
talking
I'm trying
about
to say.
metaphysical. He's just talking
So-
about physical.
The
So-
real,
so
the
to be-
color of Scott's screen.
So to be clear, totally fine to marry ghosts and totally normal.
Yeah,
Yeah, where this
But
happened
ghost
at
paying
again?
for shit, that's where you draw the line.
Yeah,
Scott,
that's
it's
where it's at.
2022. Love is love.
Yeah,
love
yeah,
is
yeah.
love.
Don't
Yeah,
kink
it's
listen.
shit.
I will never listen. Love who you want to love, marry who you want to marry, but like
Just don't expect ghosts to pay for shit.
it'd
Yeah.
be cool to like
Yeah,
see
that
him.
part.
Yeah, I was about to say, why
Well,
don't we
she
have the ghost
can.
on as a guest?
I'd love to bring the ghost on for that. Ghost, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on to get your side of the story.
He can't.
Hey, let's
pay
do it
for
right now.
Spotify.
Let's do it
Probably
right
gonna-
now.
We're probably gonna need some candles.
Oh, here we go. No, Jason's got the light for this.
Scott. Oh, wait.
Hey, ghost.
Why you make that bitch pay for everything? I mean, nice
Hold on.
lady.
Jason's got to set the stage.
Hold on, we gotta wait for the ghost. All right, ghost, can you hear me? Are you
Hold
here
on,
from
it's gotta
there?
get the
Are you
right
here from
light.
beyond, or are you here
There
on
it is.
Earth? Okay.
I live on this planet, bitch. Where else am I gonna go? Ghost. Can't
I
leave.
listen. I live wherever you want to live, bro. So talk to me about this girl that you just married. So what? How did you meet?
In a haunted house. That's where you always meet.
But
So like a real haunted house or like a created haunted house?
I have a hard time assimilating between the two, to be quite honest with you.
Fair.
I
So
can't tell.
so what drew you to her? Was it her striking personality, her gothic nature?
She had money.
She had a big spooky booty.
Okay.
That's what I was
All
looking
right.
for.
So even ghosts are superficial. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I mean they don't change. So do you have a name, Ghost?
Timothy.
Timothy, Tim the Ghost. Can I call you Tim? Is Tim okay?
Sure. Yeah. That's
All
fine.
right, good. All right, cool. So you take her on your honeymoon. Where'd you guys get married at? Did you go to like a chapel or something, or was it like a small little ceremony that
We went to a nice Gothic chapel in Salem, Massachusetts.
makes sense? Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
Tracks.
So
Don't
after you
fact check.
left there, yeah, don't fact check that. So you leave the chapel. You go on your honeymoon. To some Barry Island. Where is Barry Island exactly? Do you know where that is?
The kind of place where people don't return from.
Jesus.
Right.
Oh. And you took your wife there.
I did.
No, she took him. He doesn't have money.
Oh yeah.
I'm a ghost.
But he
You are a
probably
ghost.
you
I can't die
coerced her. Blah, I can't say that word.
Coerced.
I coerced her. That's for damn sure.
Coerced. The word is coerced.
Coerced.
No,
Coerced.
coitus is what she wanted you to perform.
Coitus.
Right.
There was no
So-
coercion.
So did you
Too charming.
consummate this marriage, or how does that work?
I did. It was dust
you-
came out instead.
Dust.
Is that why you possessed the ice cream and used it as an instrument?
Kind of right.
Yeah. Was the ice cream actually you?
No, I just love milkshakes, and I miss milkshakes from my time as being real and being a human. Ghost
You into
who
the
consumes food.
strawberry milkshakes? You seem like a strawberry milkshake kind of a guy.
I ain't never met a Timothy that didn't like a strawberry milkshake.
It's
So
the
true.
It's the Casper conundrum. I can't eat. Fuck off.
The Casper conundrum. Band name
Casper
called it.
Conundrum. Brought to you by Jason on Talking Without Thinking podcast.
No, Timothy.
Timothy, sorry.
Get it right.
How many credits you got, Ghost?
Not enough to get out of this godforsaken planet. That's for sure. But she's cool. She's cool. But she needs to realize that I can't pay for shit. I can pay for you. I can pay with love and party tricks.
Gotcha. So do you plan on having kids, like starting a family?
I'm willing to try, but I feel like that might be the start to a horror movie, to be quite honest with you. But you never know. Half
You gotta
ghost,
patch
half
up
human.
your
All
relationship,
human.
man. She's upset with you.
It might
She
turn
is.
into
She's
the
really
first
upset.
Poltergeist movie.
You might want to go get a job or something. Thoughts? Maybe
ghost-
work at
ghost
that haunted
job.
house.
You could be a ghost in the haunted house.
Hold up. Actually, that's a good question. What if so like
We're back on the Casper conundrum.
We're back
Casper
to reality
conundrum.
now. Okay.
Snap back to reality.
Whoops, there goes Jason.
Yep, there he goes.
how does
Jason.
she expect him to pay for shit if the kid doesn't have a fucking job? He's a fucking ghost. Like, what
I
the
don't
hell
know.
is
Set
this
up that
woman
joint
on?
bank account yet.
That's the whole problem,
He was supposed to have credits stacked up, man.
That's
This
true.
person's out of their fucking mind.
They really are.
Yeah.
They really
I tell it to their face. I'm not usually that harsh with people either. I'm just like, bro, what the fuck? It's a ghost.
I feel
Chill.
like if
you've
a
gone
guy-
too deep.
If it was a guy instead of a lady in the story, they would put him on the top floor of the hospital. You know what I mean? Or whatever
No one's.
whatever
think,
evaluation
like-
floor they have.
I think I would say this: if it was a guy with a ghost wife, it'd be a lot more like creepy sexual energy going on with this story instead of something that's more like pragmatic of like he's not paying the bills. Because like I know dudes, and it's gonna be some raunchy, gross, like pervo ghost spooky shit it'd be the kind of story where the would be like, oh, bro, that's disgusting. What are you talking about?
Talking about Zach
So it's kinda
Baggins.
Name dropping.
Sir,
Oh.
ghost feet is a fetish on a whole nother level. You know what I'm talking about. Ghost feet. I don't
true.
know.
Ghost feet.
That's a crazy
All
ass
right.
story though. Wish her the
It is,
best.
huh?
And it was nice to talk to Tim while he was here.
Yeah, it was cool. It's cool Tim stopped in. All right, next story today. Chicago police
I was here the whole
officer
time.
arrested. Chicago police officer arrested for urinating in an ice machine at a hotel bar. You'll never guess where. In Florida.
Massachusetts. Oh,
Florida. So
Heard
an
the
off-duty Chicago police officer was arrested urinating into an ice machine while on holiday in Florida. When he was called out by a security guard of the hotel resort, he shoved him to go join his girlfriend at the beach. And when the police came to arrest him, he actively resisted arrest and was disorderly with police as well. Of course he was. I mean, who hasn't peed in the ice machine in a hotel in Florida?
I mean, he's probably
I have not.
probably drunk, right?
Oh, Steven didn't raise his hand.
I did. Yeah, man. There's only 2 places I pee, man. 3 actually.
His
3.
pants, the bed, and the floor.
Been there.
The toilet, the pool, and the shower.
I've peed
I would-
outside more times than I can count. What are you talking about?
I would like to add outside a police station a couple of times.
Nice.
Uh,
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
I have
That's
not.
true. Especially when you're I was responsible and I was walking home from the bar.
See?
So, you gotta go, homie. And it was outside, so
This story definitely has big Chicago energy to it, for sure.
it does.
Like-
I mean, the picture of the guy kind of has big Chicago energy too.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see a
So-
photo of
He
it,
liked the
actually.
sketty. Is that what you're trying to say? He liked the sketty?
I wouldn't say the sketty specifically.
A hoagie.
Is that the Chicago food of choice? I don't think it is.
I thought it was deep dish
Or
pizza.
pizza.
Deep dish pizza. Yeah. Is it
big
Chicago
So-
pizza or hot dogs?
Ooh.
I don't know if oh, there we go. There's our
Oh.
picture.
Whoa, screen share time? What the fuck?
We've done
Oh,
this
this guy?
before, Jason.
Looks
Yeah.
like Matt's cousin. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, he's clearly drunk.
Wow. He definitely is.
He looks like a
He-
guy that wears affliction t-shirts.
He had to go
also
pee-pee,
does,
man.
yeah.
He just had
Also
to go pee-pee.
does. He just really had to go.
I love how they put
And
a
it's
picture
fine.
of an ice machine. Like, we don't know what the fuck an ice machine
An
is.
ice machine looks like.
In case you were confused as to
It's
what
like,
kind
oh,
of
he
machine he
peed in
peed
that.
in.
Okay.
So, in case you wonder, this is the guy over on the right. The ice machine is in the bubble. It's the bubble. That's where it is.
I like that guy's
So-
comment. It says, Chicago keeps the hood, even in Florida. South side, you bitch. 459 likes. I bet you that dude feels real good about himself saying that.
Oh man,
He's
He
in jail.
probably
He
does.
hasn't seen it.
He hasn't seen it at all.
Oh, I'm talking
Chicago's
about.
still my-
conduct, homie.
I'm talking
Chicago's
about
still my favorite city in America, though.
Never
Is
been.
it?
Yeah, it is my favorite city in America. Bar
Is
none.
it
Why?
the
Because that's
giant
where
bean?
Kevin McAllister lives.
No,
Is
it's
that
just it's a
Chicago?
city of people. It's a city of people not ashamed to be from Chicago. That's why. It's. I've never been there in the wintertime. I'm pretty sure I would die, but the summer's fantastic.
Yeah.
Shit.
The wind would get you, bro. The
It's
wind would
36
get you hard.
degrees
Windy
here,
city.
man, and it's 36 here now. And like in Chicago, that's just like a June. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Midwest cold is a different kind of cold.
It is.
Sure.
It's different. Northern
It's
cold
different.
too. You know.
It's-
Yeah, lake effect. Have fun with that.
Yeah, fuck that. I can't live north of this latitudinal line.
You can still get lake effect down here, Bubba.
Sure
The
can.
share.
All it takes is cold wind flowing over a lake, bringing it to the other
the
side.
lake effect. I mean, more just like I still don't do. I can't do cold. I was born in the dead of winter, but that shit doesn't matter. I fucking hate it. I'm counting
So what
down
do
the days till summertime.
What do you think you got in more trouble for? Pissing in the ice machine or resisting arrest?
Being
'Cause-
disorderly with cops.
Definitely disorderly with cops.
They can drain.
They
the
don't dig
ice
that.
machine.
Yeah, the ice machine. It's like, yeah, maybe he gets a fine.
Like he probably had
Or, I
drunk
don't know-
logic and was like, "What do you mean? I'm a cop, man. I get
I'm a
f-
cop
free
too.
pass, man. Free pass.
We're the same people.
I
You're
get
not
free
people. I'm your
pass.
people.
Everyone goes to.
pee-pee.
This isn't a diss to Florida. I love Florida just as much as the next person, but I feel like people going to Florida let the degenerate flag fly. It's just like I'm gonna take a dump inside of this thing. I'm gonna like punch somebody out. I'm gonna get so crazy drunk. Like, I've known a lot of Floridians that have left the state for different reasons, but I don't know. It makes sense to me that because I didn't realize this had happened in Florida. Is what I'm trying to say. When I saw the story originally, I thought it happened in Chicago, but now that it happened in Florida, it all makes perfect sense to me.
Of course it happened in Florida, man. Of
It's like,
course it
whatever.
did.
Florida man.
Hell, dude.
Chicago.
Florida man. Florida
In
man
Florida.
sometimes is
Florida
not
man.
native to Florida. Sometimes Florida man comes from other places. He is
Just-
within all of us, and he finds his way to his home ground. I'm a Florida man at heart. I can't do cold weather for anything. I fucking hate it. Like,
Well,
I can live in Charlotte, Austin, LA, or somewhere south of that. Anywhere north, fuck off. Can't do it.
well, speaking of north, we're going real north to Quebec for our next story.
Hey,
A Quebec judge has given the go-ahead for a class action lawsuit aimed at Epic Games, the developer of the popular video game Fortnite, after the
Too much
parents
farting?
of 3 children who regularly played it deemed the game addictive. Quebec
shit.
Superior Court Justice Sylvain Lucier authorized the class action lawsuit this week, following hearing arguments from July, where the aforementioned parents described the developing symptoms of dependence their kids had developed when playing Fortnite. They claimed their children suffered from psychological, physical, and financial harm.
what do your
We
kids think
kind
about
of
this case,
touched
Scott?
upon this in an old podcast too, when we talked
did.
about loot boxes and the pay to plays.
I can tell you what my kid thinks.
Yeah,
Anytime I bring up Fortnite now, he like cringes for some reason.
yeah.
But
And
in
fun.
the same breath, I catch him playing it all the time.
Oh no.
So it's like it's not the cool thing to like anymore, but like him and all his friends play it, but like
Yeah.
on the down low, like on the,
the
DL. they're
younger
playing it.
generation has taken over for this middle of the road group that started Fortnite.
Yep.
That's
So
funny.
the
Yeah, but
younger
to
kids
come
have
out-
taken it over.
I mean, everything that has existed ever is designed to make you want it over and over. So, hey, their game design is designed. It's working. Like what the hell? Like you're gonna get mad at him for that? Well, how much you say they're suing for?
It didn't say. It didn't give a specific like
Game
cost.
design is
but-
one thing, but loot boxes blow asshole.
They don't have
Oh,
loot
yeah.
boxes
Fuck
though.
They don't-
them.
no,
they get
they-
rid of them.
Yeah,
No.
dude.
Yeah.
They've never had no. They've never had loot boxes,
buy-
but
you
they
buy
have the item
skins
shop
and
that you buy
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah.
Which
But
is
they've never done
way
loot
worse.
boxes. Oh,
It's
it
way
is.
worse.
Because
it?
they see exactly what they get.
Yeah, because it's a
And they get
it's
charged
a
whatever the fuck.
status thing. So you're like, oh, you don't have that new skin. You're not as
Yep.
cool as us. Go
Oh,
sit
Yeah,
in the
I-
but
corner.
the thing about loot boxes is it's much more like playing like a game of like just blackjack. You don't know what you're gonna get. I mean, at least with like being able to purchase something, you know what you're getting for your money.
Well,
all I'm trying to
that's
say.
one of those I think it was a lawsuit when they talked about
It
how
was.
loot boxes are nothing more than gambling, and you're
Right.
teaching
Yeah,
kids
that's
how
why
to gamble. At
they
young
removed
ages.
them from Overwatch, Rocket League. I
That's
think
a
there was a
shit.
couple other games too. They got rid of all like the loot boxes, anything that
Yeah.
was like involved chance and you didn't know what you were getting in the box. And now
hate
you
that.
literally just like spend inanimate, like ridiculous amounts of money on
Yeah,
these
it's like
skins. Like
it's worse.
my kid's probably put thousands of dollars into his Fortnite account at this point because anytime he'd like ask for something for Christmas, he always wanted like V-Bucks.
Yep,
and
that's what
just
my nieces are
cash
doing
and-
now.
Yeah, it's nuts, man.
Gotta have that new song to taunt people with. I have a
Yep.
friend.
And this week, which will by the time this airs, it'll already happen. But Mr. Beast is going to be one of the skins this week, so you know that's going to.
He's also doing a giveaway on there too, isn't he?
They're doing a tournament on Saturday for
Tournament,
like
that's
3 or
what it
4
is.
hours. That the winner gets like $1 million, and it's not like your normal tournament.
The Travis Scott Fortnite concert is still one of the craziest things I've ever seen in a video game, though. That was cool.
It was pretty nuts. Yeah,
that was pretty.
No, the whole Star Wars thing they did too.
yeah, I wasn't on that.
Listen,
I
when
mean,
I was as
Listen, it's fun to play.
if I was a Zoomer,
Never played it.
I have a
not
friend
really
that
into it
told me-
myself.
He's told me that his account is worth like $2,000, but I'm like,
Who did?
A friend of mine.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
I'm not gonna name names though, because he's an adult.
Billy.
He might be embarrassed.
Daniel, Roger,
Timothy.
I'm like, who-
Matthew.
I was like,
Peter,
dude, if
Craig.
your shit's worth $2,000, you need to sell it like right now because
It's not worth it anymore. Nobody wants it anymore because
No.
no one's going to
It's
claim
not
they like
like
Fortnite
WoW.
anymore. Yeah,
it's just the
It's not like
status.
those games.
it is.
Like, it's just so you could be like, man, this is worth $2,000. And I was like, all right, well, it might be worth $2,000, but ain't nobody giving you $2,000 for it.
Oh, absolutely not. No one would buy the account anymore.
Mm-mm.
Like maybe I told my kid literally 2 years ago, I'm like, if your account is worth that much right now, sell it right now because I guarantee you in 2 years, this game's going to drop off and no one's going to care anymore. And that's where it's getting to at this point.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
everyone can
Every
buy
game
those
has a
things
life
now.
cycle for sure.
It does.
except for
It
fucking
definitely does.
Minecraft.
Yeah.
That shit's
I
still
don't
going
understand.
strong.
I don't understand
love
the
it.
hype, man.
It's the nice familiar, you know.
Oh,
I
man,
always
It's not
go back.
familiar to me. I'm too old
Go
for
make a-
Minecraft, I guess.
Make a farm, grow some chickens. Love that game. Kind of a bitch to play on
Cool.
a console though, but personal preference.
Yeah.
Tell
All right.
you,
Well,
man.
our final news story today: a Japanese man who is a serial dater has been arrested in Japan
Wow, I thought that was gonna go a different direction, but yeah, cool.
after being with
Jesus,
35
Jason.
different people at one time, receiving cards and gifts from all of them. The
Do you have a photo of this guy?
35-year-old man, I do.
Yeah.
The 35-year-old man was then arrested for being fraudulent as he was pretending to be serious with all of them. So I've got a few things on this that I want to be like, first off, how can you arrest someone for just like being a playa? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
It's funny.
I knew
now
he was
that I
gonna-
see his
I-
face.
I knew he was gonna have a uniqueness about him.
Yep.
He's a unique man. What is his name? Not listed,
least-
unfortunately.
At least
Doesn't have a
35
name.
women like that guy.
I mean, hey, listen.
Yeah. Women or men.
Per-
It does just say 35 different people, so it could be women and men.
Oh, true.
And
true.
I'm not trying to be a biter on in terms of like how he looks or anything, because confidence over all things in life. What I kind of like his cardigan sweater blazer thing though. Like that's a drip. I go on
That
a
was
fucking
probably a
date with him.
gift.
Let me get to it. I would go on a bro date. If they'll get some fucking birthday gifts at this shit, bro, we got
You're not getting them. No,
Actually-
he wants your birthday gifts.
Yeah,
He's
he
not
wants
giving
your
out
gifts,
gifts.
Oh fuck! He wants me to buy him shit. Oh, this
Yes,
bitch.
You
I
didn't-
was-
the
you didn't
whole
hear
point
what I
of
just
this.
said?
had
That's
a
why he
bad-
got
He was
arrested.
not listening.
Clearly, he doesn't have a
I had a
job.
ba-
That's why he's getting all these gifts.
Motherfucker, no! Get his fucking gangly ass out of here. I'm buying
He's
you
that future
shit.
ghost.
Earlier, he was unique, and now that you know what's up, he's gangly. Oh, by the way,
He's
it
so
said on the
gangly.
picture
Get the
women.
fuck
It said
out.
in the description.
It does say
people.
women. Yeah, I
Yeah.
see that now.
That's crazy though.
So
Get arrested for cheating.
I
mean,
mean,
It's
I
I
not
don't
really
understand.
cheating if he never was truly committed to any of them.
Right. If he was
I
just
guess
like
what-
kind of dating them.
He was more committing just like general larceny against people. I think that might be the issue. And you know, maybe
They're
in
sticking
Japanese
with fraud.
That's like boss level, though. 35.
35 is a lot.
That's
Can you
hard.
imagine trying to
That's-
juggle
He's
35
got to
women
have
at
like
one
a
time?
spreadsheet.
Amen. Like
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
that-
impressed.
I mean, maybe if you found like 16 with the same name and 16 with the same other name.
Maybe?
I'm not too good with
I don't
names to
promote that
begin
behavior,
with.
but Jesus, man, 35. That's a lot.
I mean, you know, there's a special kind of person, man or woman, that's able to like hustle the average like
How much
civilian
jam
like
does he have?
population. I mean, like jizz, jam.
Left
Is that
turn.
anyone?
Left turn.
So for context on my end, I thought everyone's video dropped out and like time had passed, and then all of a sudden Stevie comes back and talking about jam, and I was like, did I miss something? Let's
No.
leave
No.
semen out. Let's leave semen out of this conversation. What I was trying to say.
Jam.
What I was trying to say is that be it man, woman, or other, there's always this like certain small population that's able to hustle the absolute shit out of the rest of civilization. Because let's be honest, most people just want to like have someone like just kind of pay attention to them and like kind of like what I'm trying to get at is that the kind of level of confidence that guy has is like the same kind of thing that people start cults and shit or like just like when you see that
Sociopathic
level.
regardless.
Yeah, when you see that
Right.
level of sociopathicness around you, you gotta run, bro. You gotta run.
You just gotta get out. Just
you gotta run.
get out real fast. Yeah,
My
this
favorite thing-
guy, I worry because, I mean, at least he was putting it towards that and not something much, much worse.
No, it could be
But,
a
like,
suicide
on
death
the-
cult.
On the flip side, he could, I mean, he's a pretty organized guy, apparently. I'm sure he could get a great job.
I'm telling you, spreadsheets.
Spreadsheets,
always
he
the
could be
case.
like a wedding planner or some shit, He'd be real
Is
good
that-
at it.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Is like those people that have that ability, they could very easily use it for something for the good of society. But instead, they're like, nah, Breaking Bad, baby. We're going down
Well,
the rabbit hole.
Let me
I
get
will
all
say
the gifts,
this,
bro.
though. I mean, in Japan, they have the subway system that takes you through the whole country. So he could space it out properly. Because I could imagine like 35 in the same city, that would be impossible, I
That's
think.
fair.
But the fact that he's able to pay like $1 or however much it costed in yen to go up and down the strip, the country
But-
strip.
But he could
He's-
really only see like less than one of them a day. Like
Right.
if you saw one a day, you would not be able to see. You'd see him like once a month, if that. Not
he's-
even.
He's got
sometimes.
COVID on
Yeah.
his side for this too. He could just
True,
straight
true,
up
true.
FaceTime it.
I wonder
And
if
to
he's just
answer-
online dating all of them.
Yeah,
To
he could
answer
be
Stevie's
texting him.
question, from what I can get from the story, it sounds like he wasn't just handing the jam out. Like he was trying to get gifts off of people. I feel like he only like kept the jam for like the top 5, and everyone else is like, you better just give me like all the money, all the gifts, and get the fuck out.
What is
of my
this,
face, like,
MySpace?
kinda shit.
They were earning
How
the
many-
jam.
I want to know how often his birthday was happening too. Was it always his birthday? Like he meets someone new, be like,
Right.
"Hey, it's my birthday next week. You gonna get me something?"
Whoa, what a coincidence!
Oh, so
Again,
weird. We just
it's on
met. and
his
It's my
spreadsheet.
birthday.
It's on his
Crazy.
spreadsheet. He had different birthdays to get different gifts.
Could have
Man,
different names.
Dude.
He could
could've.
have been multiple different people. I mean, if
True.
that would play into the fraud thing.
That's almost 3 birthdays a month.
I'm a very monogamous person for this exact reason. I like being honest with people. Not my style.
True.
Christmas
He can't
was
keep getting
banging
away
at
with
his
this.
house.
I have too much of a conscience to like do shit like that.
No.
Yeah, man.
I feel like
tell
the
35 's
biggest
too much.
douchebag in the world.
35 is
lot
too
of
much.
effort.
Like 2 or 3, but No, I'm just kidding.
I can't even
this
do 2 or
case-
Still
3.
too much
I'm just
effort.
kidding. I'm just
In
kidding.
this case, hate the player, not the game on this one.
Yeah.
I mean, I
But
kind of hate them
admire
both.
the craft because Jesus Christ, 35.
Yeah. 35. baby.
Ridiculous. Absolutely
I'd say,
ridiculous.
there's a trend here. Japan is just excessive. When the dude that was calling 2,000 times to the police station was in Japan too, right? From last week.
That
Yeah.
was China.
Last week.
No, that was
China.
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 Different,
Their
different countries.
society.
It is
Their
different.
society.
Thank you so
pushing
much
it
for
to
the
limit
education.
always.
I'm just
Their
letting
society
you know.
always.
Not trying to step on toes, but they are different.
Yeah, you're right.
Very different.
Different
Very
places.
They don't even
different
like
culture.
each other.
Wait, the
They
other
do
dude was
not.
from China? I was paying attention to
Yeah,
that shit. I
Jason,
thought
you
the
really
phone
gotta
guy
start
was
paying
Chinese.
attention.
Yeah.
I could have sworn it's Japanese.
No,
Anyhow.
that's this news. Doing great.
Moving on.
Make it progress.
All right. Let's move on to our special segment of the day. Shall we? Listen, I'm just gonna let Jarrod take it away. This is all Jarrod's brainchild here, so have at it.
All right, gentlemen. I'm about to send 3 pictures into the group chat. So get that ready, Jason. Now look for the one
your
with
phone.
your name on it,
All right.
because that's going to be important. Now,
All right.
this is a combination of a 5 list and nostalgia, because I just sent out lists of top gifts for the year we were all 10 years old. These are going to be different years because we're all different ages.
Okay.
Mine's 1987.
That's when
Oh,
you were born, Jason. Jesus.
We need to get him some pills.
He can't count.
Oh
I'm
my
sticking
God. He
with
said,
it.
We need to get him some pay attention pills.
He better get
really
back
fuck-
on that alpha brain.
This really fuck with me. I need to get back in Alpha Brain. What the fuck? Let's fucking go, dude.
I
Oh,
don't
way
think
to
we
bury
should
that lead.
give the stuff up.
Jesus.
You're the
Jason.
greatest of all time at doing that. Just
yeah,
Wow.
you're good at fucking up every segment. Like that's your that is your innate gift. To
Now,
the podcast.
some of these gifts I don't even
I'll be editing
remember,
that in the podcast.
but they were top tier for those years.
snap.
So, like Scott, your number 5.
My number 5, Swamp Thing action figures. Now,
yeah.
Hell yeah.
I remember these very distinctly
remember the
because they had a
cartoon.
very distinct smell.
Yup.
All of them had like this weird, like fuzzy shit on the outside.
Definitely
I had
asbestos.
one of them. It was they were really weird. But yeah, I definitely think I had at least one of those.
I had friends with them. I think my cousins had one. Yeah, but yeah, they smelled funny, but it came
really
from the
did.
cartoon of the same name.
Are we revealing the year that this stuff came out, or are we just?
You don't
dropping-
have to.
Okay,
Most people will get it with some of the top toys.
Yeah.
got you. Okay.
All right, so what's yours, Stevie? Number 5.
Number 5 was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 for the PlayStation 1.
Lights
Oh, man.
out. Gorilla
What a
radio.
What a
Turn that
banger.
shit off.
No,
No,
dude.
that
You
was-
got the wrong
that was-
song.
Pro Skater 1, bud.
Yeah.
Was it?
Wait,
Yeah,
Yes.
it was.
Hold
Off
on.
different soundtrack.
Hold on. Jason is right.
Is it?
Gorilla
the
Radio
same.
is on 2. Superman
Because I never
is
played
on
1. I only
Oh,
ever
okay.
played 2.
But
We gotta give
the
it to
only
Jason.
the only thing that beat out Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 was one of the Pokemon games.
Probably red.
Man. So that's number
I don't
5.
That was
Yeah,
number 5.
Jason, what's your number 5?
1997.
Or give it
we
away.
had- I'll be editing that in the podcast. Spider-Man web blasters. Probably the things you use like jizz on people or whatever the fuck you call it. You know, get the little like
Who's
I
bringing
wonder
up
how those
jizz now?
worked.
jizz is an adjective. I mean,
It's probably
I
just
feel like-
one of those.
Dude.
It's probably just one of those things. What are those things called? Silly string.
yeah,
silly
yeah,
string.
yeah.
It was
I
the
never
silly
had any
string
of that.
shooters.
Yeah, with like you
Never
probably
had
have a
any of that.
thumb button or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was along
Go,
the
Eb,
same
go.
time as the movie came out.
There you go.
Here we
Spider-Man web blasters.
go. Bam.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
Oh,
How
it was a cartoon.
inconspicuous.
They're
Oh,
crazy.
shit. It had
What-
the
I wanna know what
cartoon
that-
logo.
What the hell's that substance it's shooting out? Oh,
That's
it says
silly-
2
it was
cans
basically-
of web fluid.
It was basically silly string.
Yeah,
And
it's
I mean, that
skeeting
it
on
makes the most
everybody.
sense. I'd be real disappointed when I shot it out and it didn't make a web, though.
Yeah. Like that was all
Yeah, so-
the kids that got them were like, oh, it always does this. And once you're out of the can, you have to like beg your parents to buy you another can of that stuff.
Mom, can I get some more? No, you can't.
which is probably like
just get some.
twice as expensive as silly string.
Oh,
more than
guaranteed.
likely because it's got the
Just get some
Spider-Man's logo
WD-40.
on it.
Can you still buy silly string? I need to get me some silly string.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe on Amazon?
Yeah.
I just
Go
want-
to
I just
Party
want-
City.
man.
Just a canister in the closet for when somebody comes over. Just bam, fuck
Just
them
go,
up.
to, just go
There
to
you
Party
go.
City. I'm sure you can get some stuff there.
It's better than getting hit in the face with like a pie or something. You ever hit somebody in the face with a pie? Like, and you weren't
And
like
that's a waste
at,
of
like,
pie.
That's a
Well,
waste of pie.
That's
I
a
mean,
waste
come
of
on.
Even if-
pie.
Even if it's just a paper plate of whipped cream.
even for the
I
holidays.
I would beat the shit out of somebody for doing that, not for hitting me with the pie, but for wasting a pie.
Yeah, so like
True.
silly
I'd be like-
string would
I'd
be
be like-
better, right?
You're wasting a pie. Yeah, that's fine because I can't eat silly
Yeah.
string. I don't give a fuck about. But if you throw
Silly
like a
string's
lemon
still
meringue
stained,
at
though.
me,
Lemon
Yeah, see, if you,
meringue.
I'm putting you in a guillotine if you do that shit. Wasting a pie, bro. I want a piece of that.
Now,
Jesus.
my
now I'm
number
pie.
5. My number 5 was something that Scott will remember. It was the Matchbox Motors and Car Wash.
Oh, I
fucking
had
go
one.
on. I had
Oh,
that.
shit,
It,
dude.
it had
Was it the
little
color
foam-
changing one?
It had the foam. Yeah.
I
Where
had
you,
that shit.
You pump the spray or the water on it, then it had to go through the little foam roller.
That shit was
Oh
so
and then it had
fun.
the little track around it. I
Dude,
did not have
yeah.
one.
Oh, I had
That was
one.
not on my radar, man. That was not on my radar.
Oh my god, I
Honestly-
totally had this. Let me tell you, my kid had this when he was younger too, so they're like still around.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Matchbox and Hot Wheels are still a thing all these years later.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, this specific one is. It's still on Amazon for sale right now. I
Nice.
just
Sweet.
found it. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I had
crazy.
one of those as a kid. Before my dad got disabled, he used to do some factory work, and so we were kind of balling. That was pre-disability time, so I was still getting pretty sweet gifts.
Washing them cars.
Because that shit wasn't cheap back in the day. It was like 40, 50
No.
bucks, which is a
I
lot
mean,
of money
it's not.
back then.
It's not cheap now. If you buy it, the vintage like 85 one is $135.
Oh man, no way,
Yeah,
Jose.
yeah.
But you can get like the new one for like $48 on Amazon. So
It
there you
works
go.
probably a little bit better too.
Great gift for kids.
All right, who wants to go for number 4?
We could just keep
number
going.
Number 4. Spawn action figures.
Oh my god, I love Spawn.
Yeah, because the Spawn movie just got released.
Yup.
I wouldn't say the
Dude,
movie was good, but
I love the comic books at least.
Hey, comic books are still going strong too.
That's true.
my Spawn knowledge is limited. I remember when the stuff came out, but I
John
never read a lot of
Leguizamo
comic
was in it.
books. John Leguizamo
Yeah.
was in it.
That's the only
He's
thing I
just the
remember
evil
from the
clown.
movie. The only thing I remember from the movie is when he dug that sliced pizza out of the garbage can, and he was like, "Ugh!" It had like maggots on it, and he was
Yeah.
like, "Ugh, I hate anchovies," and took anchovies off and ate it with the maggots on there. That's the only thing I
Yeah.
remember from that movie.
He was an evil clown.
It was enough. It was enough to fuck up your tiny little brain at that point when you were a kid. There's like, I swear, there's things as a kid where you just like they live with you forever.
Oh yeah,
You just can't forget
core
it.
like the-
memory.
That shitty Land of the Lost TV show was my jam.
Looking for the land of the lost.
Land of the Lost.
Land of the lost. The movie is pretty funny. Yeah. All right. Who's next? Scott. Send it.
All right, I'll go. My next one is My Pal 2.
That one I didn't.
So I also had one of these,
Okay.
and
Is it-
let me show you what these things look like.
Is that what the good guy doll from Child's Play was based off of?
No,
no,
not
that
even
was my
close.
buddy.
Yeah, that was my buddy. So
And that was
my
early
pal,
80s.
my pal is this robot thing
Jason,
that
don't
has
put,
like
put your screen down. He's
it has
gonna
like
share it.
4 buttons on it.
He's just trying to be helpful, man.
It looked like that,
Oh,
and he would like
okay.
walk.
I do
Yep.
remember my pal too.
I had one of
Yep.
those.
Yeah, they were pretty boring after a little while, but
It did
You know,
what,
they
3
like-
things.
yeah, I think no, each one of those buttons did a different thing, and he would also like talk too. But he pretty much just like walked and just like said a few phrases, and that's about it.
He could.
Oh wait,
throw the
there's
ball,
a
couldn't
commercial.
he?
Do you guys want to see the commercial? I don't know if I'll be able.
Are we
you
allowed
know-
to air this?
Ah, we probably can't. We won't.
It's 16 seconds. That's 1 second over fair use.
That's true. So,
Like,
but
I always
anyways,
just fuck
yeah.
I always just fuck the sound up if you want me.
I remember having one of these as a
No,
kid.
no.
This came out in 91, you said?
Yeah, 91.
Okay. Yeah.
Or at least
You
my
know-
pal 2 did.
You know what? You know
You
what
might have
I
My Pal
see.
3.
Okay. Here's my thing about the My Pal 2. It'd be so easy to turn this thing into a water bong.
Oh, Jesus.
Just look at it. It's just asking to be like turn into a water bong. You got this weirdo like nose you can put a glass tube in. Someone's turned one of these into a weed device.
Yeah, Scott, when you were
I'm trying to
10, were you thinking about turning my pal 2 into a water bong?
Oh yeah,
I
100%.
feel like somebody-
That was my
Okay,
first
never mind.
thought when I got it when I was 10. Yeah.
Well,
I'd be
it was
more
like
impressed
as,
They were
turning
different.
the,
They were different times, man. They were different times.
as
in
people
91.
got older.
More impressed turning the car wash into a bong.
I don't think potheads are gonna take a $125 toy currently and turn that into a bong. They'd probably just buy it. They'd probably
Apparently,
just
Jason
buy a
might.
bong.
In a different life, maybe, but potheads get creative, man. They
I
get
miss
bored.
toy stores, man. Talk about all this
Yeah.
old shit makes me think about Toys R Us.
Hey, like I said,
Yeah.
nostalgia points,
I can smell the way,
Nostalgia
I remember
points.
the way the place smelled.
like
Yeah,
toys.
true.
Steven, number 4.
So
Number
we actually
4.
have talked about this one a couple weeks ago, but it's
Yep.
Furbies.
Don't
Good old Furbies.
don't need to show a picture of them. I can't believe that they've been
Nope.
around that long now.
I had 2
Yeah.
of them. My best friend had 2, so we used to have them communicate with each other and shit, and we were pretty fascinated back then.
I
But that's
actually
'cause-
ran into a Furby today at work.
Really?
It
Like
was
an OG?
down. I didn't get a close enough look to see what year it was from, but it was in the area that we were putting a water heater in, and there it was. And I was like, oh, perfect. This is watching me work.
That's not creepy at all.
Luckily,
I'm
the
watching
batteries
you
were
work.
out, but its eyes were open, so that made it worse.
The batteries are never
Oh, that's
out.
the worst.
It always finds energy somewhere.
So-
Yeah, it does.
When they brought those back in like 2011, they did it with LED eyes. So you can tell if it's a vintage one because it'll look familiar to you, as opposed to the more modern one.
It may
which has,
have been one of the
actual
older
LED
ones because
lights.
they had older kids.
Yeah, probably. Man, you remember those things used to be $100 at one point? I think they were
Yeah.
50 MSRP, but like
Those
they
were
got
the
up to
thing people were
$100.
punching each other in the face over all those years ago.
Yeah, that was one of those Black Friday deal thing, or one of the Black Friday hot toys.
Yep.
I
That was
I remember I was still into the McDonald's toys a lot back then, and they did a run of Furby toys with them.
Oh
Of course,
yeah,
it was
I
just,
remember that. The
Yeah,
hard
it wasn't-
plastic things.
Yeah, it wasn't interactive or anything, but some of them had like the fur on them, and it's just like anything you got to collect them all. So
Yeah.
there was always one or two you couldn't find.
True.
Jarrod number
Yep.
4.
So this was a board game. It was called Ultra Cliffhangers.
Never
Also,
even heard of
did
it.
not ring a bell when I was looking these up.
Ultra Cliffhangers.
Not familiar with that one either. I played a lot of board games.
Nah, even looking at this, like I still have no idea what it is.
These numbers didn't make sense when it was like, yeah, this was one of the top gifts of this year, and I was like, nope, no, it wasn't.
Oh, it's like a Hot Wheels rip.
It was the race car thing that you could invert it. That's what it was. Yeah, that was too expensive for my family.
Yeah,
I
that's,
definitely didn't have this.
'Cause you buy-
$475 on eBay now.
Yeah, if you had
Yeah.
anything with the Tyco name on it,
Mhm.
no, you had to have rich parents.
I haven't seen that name in a while.
Yeah, I definitely didn't have this one.
And it's
Ultra
probably been bought
Cliffhangers.
out by something.
Tyco's,
no doubt.
if I remember correctly, I think they're a sister brand to Tiger Electronic.
Yeah. The one that I had was it had to stay flat, but you had a pressure switch, and it would make your car go faster or slower depending on how much you push down on that top button. And I learned very quickly you don't want to go fast in the turn because all of a sudden your car would demagnetize and flip off the track. And you would lose the race.
Oh man.
What? Now that you said that, I don't know if I had that exact one, but I do remember having a magnetized car track. It might have been at someone else's
I
house.
had a
that
variation.
played with.
I had
Yeah.
one. They're fun.
Yeah.
They
My
were-
my
they
grandmother
were
had like
big
a
in the
cheaper Hot
90s.
Wheels one, but
Mattel
Yeah.
bought Tyco. I just looked it up.
Now kids is fart and fart night. Fart and fart night? Fart night.
Fart night.
That's the new one. Fart night. Is that DLC?
Yeah, I was going to
Fart
bring that up
Fortnite.
earlier. You've mentioned farting in Fortnite in every episode for like a
I
month.
know. It's just
I think you
it's
have.
my go-to. Number 3. This is a huge word salad of a thing. Shout out to Bandai Namco for this one. Power Rangers Deluxe Double Morphing Rescue Megazord. I had a Megazord as a
dude.
kid. I think slapped. I don't think it's this one.
I worked at a
Scott.
game store a couple years ago, and
I didn't even get all of that. Power Rangers Deluxe.
Double
I put the name
Morphing
down, folks.
Rescue Megazord.
yeah, it's just the Megazord, right?
Just the Megazord, but I would put it in
Holy
word for word.
It was
balls.
a big bitch, is what it
Oh,
was.
so it's like the all-in-one.
yeah, it's
See-
Megazord all put together.
remember-
If they didn't steal this exactly from the Transformers.
Well, I tell you what, I remember recently I saw that when I worked at that game store. They have one
Yeah.
of those at
This
Gamers
this
Alley,
was
which
when
is a
the
local store.
Rangers became that rescue force. Shortly after,
So
one of the
basically,
movies.
they really wanted to be like Transformers because that
I
literally
guess,
looks
man.
exactly like.
Why are you
the
shitting on Power
Transformers.
Rangers, Scott?
Well, Power Rangers
I
came
was
out.
I wasn't a Power Rangers fan. I never got into them.
Power
so I
Rangers
could
came out
shit.
around the same time as Transformers in the late '80s in Japan.
Yeah, we got it
Shit.
in the early '90s.
Yeah, we got the lip sync version with the because the bad guy,
She bad girl.
the villain in our Power Rangers is the same one in the Japan one, and all of the action scenes in the early Power Rangers show was the Japanese actors.
Mhm.
Only
How's
the
always-
Americans were in the English speaking scenes, and all the fighting was clips from the actual Japanese.
I always
show.
thought Rita Repulsa could get it, bro.
Yeah, that's exactly That's who I'm talking about being the villain. But you're not wrong, man. I had a crush on her too.
All
When
day.
everybody was crushing on like
All day.
you know, who did the
Kimberly.
Pink Ranger, Amy Jo Johnson. Yeah, when they were crushing on
Kimberly.
her.
Bad too. They're all
I-
bad. But Rita Repulsa is all day.
Yeah.
Number
Three.
Yeah, we're on number 3.
You really threw me for a loop by one, Steven.
That's a cool ass toy though.
Number 3, Scott.
Number 3, WWF Wrestling Buddies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, baby. You better believe I had the Ultimate Warrior
That's
I
the
had-
only one
and-
to have.
I had
and
Hogan
Hulk
and
Hogan.
Macho.
Yep.
Then there was
I
also
honestly-
Big Boss Man.
Yep, dude, they had so many. I was surprised. I was looking up
Yeah.
and they have literally like 9 different ones. I didn't even realize they had that many.
They,
Yeah,
Like
you know,
there's
they-
probably even more than that.
they
brought 'em
did a
back.
re-release of them.
Yeah, but they're not the same, man.
No,
you gotta
those
get those
are-
OG.
Those were the OGs.
Yeah, you've got
Yeah.
the
Oh,
OG
these
ones.
things. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they called them Bash and Brawlers whenever they re-released them in the late 90s. I had like
That's
the
right.
NWO Hogan and the NWO Macho Man. And I
Yeah.
remember my best friend's dad, every time I would like bring him over, because you beat them up
Okay.
and they'd go like, oh, he used to make fun of me for having it.
Oh,
He said they
Those
were
new
dolls.
versions are the worst.
I thought that was Goldberg. I'm looking, I was like, Goldberg?
It looks like Goldberg,
No.
but with the wrong tattoos.
It's The Rock. That is awful.
That is, it's not even the
So-
right skin tone.
Oh, that's even worse.
Oh, not Kenny Omega.
Oh, they didn't
Yeah.
make these ones. Sad. But yeah, this is the one I had right here, the Ultimate Warrior one for sure. My brother had the
Yeah.
Hulk
My-
Hogan one there.
My cousins had the Hogan and the Warrior ones. And
So
we
good, man.
we would just beat the mess out of those things.
Yep,
I was about
me
to say,
too.
hell yeah to them for making something like that with all the kids that would try to do the moves on their friends and stuff and kill
Yeah.
people.
Exactly. So it
Well,
like
these
kills
were like
two birds, you know?
These
these
are
would
just
train
pillows.
you. These would train you how to then do the moves on your friends or the
can-
or the person at school.
Siblings.
I can only say though, you can't put a figure 4 leg lock on them, and you can't put them in the sharpshooter. That's why I
Scott's
had my
tried.
brother around. I did, and instead I would try it on my brother. You can ask him; he still tells the story to this day that I had to try out all the moves on him.
Damn.
And sharpshooter actually hurts. Figure 4 leg lock actually hurts.
Oh
yeah.
So
You
you,
gotta
know now
push
we
up.
know. Now we
Gotta
know.
push up.
Your brother should have learned to do the push up. He would have been fine.
I know it would have hurt less, but no, he didn't know.
Good point.
He's gonna listen to this podcast and immediately just like start crying a little bit.
I know he's gonna be like
not again.
PTSD. Oh my god.
No, Scott, no.
Not again.
I'ma tell Dad.
Damn.
Steven, number 3.
Number 3. So I never played this in board game fashion, but this one is the board game version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Wow, I can't believe it's been that long since that came out.
That was
Yeah,
back with the
I remember
old
the-
Reg.
And that's when Regis was doing it, because I think they got somebody else later on.
I remember
Yeah,
the board
they
game.
got some lady
they
like when it
rebooted
moved to
it.
the Game Show Network. Yeah.
I remember I never played the board game version, but I used to play it on dial-up on whowantstobeamillionaire.com.
Right. See that was the thing about the late 90s, early 2000s. Everything starts switching over like computerized stuff and video
Yeah.
games.
They still
So-
sell this, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
Board games are making a comeback.
Trivia games
Oh,
in general are
I always love a good
test
board
of
game.
time,
but-
man. That looks pretty sweet though.
Yeah.
The coldest moment on
That
Who
really
Wants to
just
Be a
looks like a-
Millionaire is still when that guy, he was going to win $1 million and he used his phone a friend to call his dad and be like, "Hey dad, I'm about to win $1 million." Bing! And then he won it and it was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? I was like,
I remember that.
motherfucker.
He was
Yeah, I
was a
remember that one.
badass. Yeah.
Baller, man.
That was such a good show.
He was like, wasn't he like the first person to win the million?
I think so.
I think so, yeah.
He might have been, yeah.
You know, when you were showing the board earlier, how like it had like multiple character pieces on there, that looks like it's just a modified Trivial Pursuit game.
Oh, that's all
It
it
kinda
really
does.
was. Because I
Yeah.
remember this
I
board
mean,
game.
Because like,
Yeah, I
I
mean, you
wonder
can
if
look
you
at
could
this
like
one. Here's
phone
the
a
actual
friend
like
and then
board.
like someone spectating would just like be around and you'd be like, I'm gonna
Nah,
phone
just
them.
call a random number. And
Literally,
ask
just
them.
call somebody.
Yeah, like yay.
No, man, you have to pick a letter and find that person in the phone book and call them.
Who won the Argentinian War of 1927 for $50,000?
Look, I'm trying to beat my
Shit.
friends.
I don't know any of this shit, bro.
You're like, man, I don't know. Argentina? Dang, you won. You won. I mean, shit.
Jarrod, number three.
Number 3 is the Bad Mama Jamma, the Jurassic Park Command Compound playset.
Ooh.
Oh,
I
dude,
remember this actually.
I always wanted that, dude.
Never had that. I had the Jurassic Park SUV. I
Yep.
had several Raptors, majority of the main characters. Like this was a staple for like 3 Christmases and birthdays. What does Jarrod want? You can just get him Jurassic Park things and he'd be a happy camper.
Right there.
I
Like,
never
but
had
that
that.
thing right there, that was like the holy grail for Jurassic Park kids.
Oh, yeah.
So good, dude.
I
And
remember
nobody
this
had it.
commercial.
Nobody
I never saw
had
anybody
it.
that had it.
Not a single friend had one.
Look how much
So
that shit
sad.
was now. It's $600 now. It was probably
Well,
$100
yeah.
back then.
Because they only made so many of them, I think.
There's one
Yeah.
for $250. The box is
Well,
kind of
because
It's
jacked,
the
but
Ferrari of toys.
like you, Jared,
Dude,
I
it
mean,
was.
I had a lot of the figures and a lot of the dinos, and I had the Jeeps with the pull-out seats like they had in
Mhm.
the Lost World and everything. Hell, I was tempted to buy a bunch of the toys that came out for Dominion recently, and I wasn't gonna open them up or anything. I was just gonna keep them boxed up.
Still have
What?
yet to watch Dominion because the Jurassic World movies kind of fizzled after 1.
oh my god, yeah,
Yeah, it was bad.
it was real bad.
Really, really. They took the buttholes off the dinosaurs and everything went to shit.
I don't want to
Oh,
want to tell you
Jason.
that I liked it because
Don't go changing.
then
Of
you'll
course
know that
you
it
did.
sucks. But
we know you liked it.
Dominion was pretty
All right.
fucking badass.
Was it? All right, I might check it out.
To me,
Got to close out that
1,
chapter.
2, 3, 4. Obviously, 1 is the best, but 2, 3, and 4 are okay. And then Jurassic World,
Three was
one.
awful.
Jurassic World 1 is all right, and Fallen Kingdom was because it's just it's less practical effects now. Like as opposed
Yeah.
If Jeff, the ones Jeff Goldblum is in, is always better. That's all I know. Number
Yeah.
2, a great
Wait.
system.
Did you do number 3?
Yeah, that was the Power Ranger figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he did
Okay.
Megazord.
Number 2.
He went first.
Number 2, a great gaming system with very fragile discs. The original Sony PlayStation. I had one. It was very fun. Shouts out to Metal Gear Solid. Banger of a game.
Man, loved the PlayStation.
It's
First
one of
time
my
I ever
favorite
played Tony
games of all
Hawk.
time.
That was one of the first systems I bought myself as like
It.
a teenager.
Yeah,
I
Scott, you were
spent a
talking
lot
about.
of time. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Oh no, I was just gonna say earlier you were talking about turning a Blu-ray player into a CD player, but the PS1 back in the day was like the best CD player you could get.
Oh yeah,
It
I
Because
used to
was.
play
everything was a
CDs all the
CD
time.
back then.
Yeah,
Yeah. I spent a lot of time fixing PlayStation 1 discs with various methods from smearing them in toothpaste to taping them.
Oh God, I remember all
Oh,
these
yeah.
methods that people
Dude.
used.
All this
The
shit was
you
solved
remember
by
the
using
scrubbers?
DVDs. Yep,
So-
the scrubbers.
Where you'd pop it in there and have the solution. You had to sit there and spin it yourself,
the crank.
and you felt
Yeah,
like you were
it
doing more
was-
damage than good.
Well, it definitely looked
Yeah.
like it.
It
Yeah,
sounded
yeah.
like it too.
the best, man.
Oh, the old brick.
I miss it so much. I just like see it.
See, I
And
had the one.
look
in
at the controller too.
top-
The controller hasn't changed much over the years.
The top
to be
left
honest.
one. I had the new version of the Mini. I bought
Yeah, so you
that.
see-
Yeah, the original PS1.
You see there in the second
Considering-
picture on the first row, no analog sticks. That's how it first started.
Yeah,
Yep,
and
I
then they
remember
added
that.
analog later.
Yeah.
Then they
And
did
that's
the
really where
PS1.
it popped off. It really popped off the joysticks. But I
It
don't
did.
have my PlayStation 1 anymore. I'm not sure whatever happened to it. I don't really recall
still have
what
my
games I had
PlayStation 3.
for it.
I'm
I
still
would love to
sad.
play
PlayStation
PlayStation
2.
one.
I still
I
have my
do as
PlayStation
well.
2.
My PlayStation 4 took a shit recently, but somehow my PlayStation 3 is still trucking on. Let's give it
I
forever.
have my PS2, and that thing is meant just for NBA Street Volume 2.
I'm still
Oh,
sad.
dude, that's a good one.
Still sad
That's
that
a
they
good one.
fucked up the PS Classic, man. Like that. That was good. That was so easy to do well, and then they just
They blew it.
shitted it out.
Yeah.
Scott.
Always.
And then
Yo.
everybody modded it and made it awesome.
I don't know.
True.
I'll have to look at it. Number 2.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Technodrome.
Ooh, that right there was the Cadillac of toys.
It was.
That
It
sounds
was.
familiar, but I had to see a photo of
It was.
it like a car?
Don't worry, Scott.
No.
It rolled. It did roll.
It did roll, but it was not a car.
No, it was like a Death
This
Star
thing-
tank.
It's like monstrous, dude.
Oh yeah, I think I remember this.
Yeah, this was a bad mamma jamma.
Damn, son.
That's the Lego version
I
too.
remember that.
I think
Yeah.
I've seen that once in my entire life.
There's the OG there.
Everybody wants
Yeah.
the van. When I worked at that game
I
store,
had the van.
everybody wants the van when they talk about old school Turtles figures.
I had the van too.
I had the van, but I also had the it was called the sewer cart, and it was basically a toilet on wheels that had plungers in the front that moved because it was a pullback toy, and you strapped your Ninja Turtle to it, and when it ran, the plungers did this little piston motion.
TMNT's is a weird universe.
Is it that green
It
thing right
was.
there?
No, that's not even the right van. That's not the party van.
It's a sewer
No,
truck.
I was trying to find the sewer cart. I don't know if they
Oh.
show it on here.
I don't know. It was one of those like obscure.
I wonder if it was
toys
called
that-
something.
It might have been.
Turtle trash.
I remember the turtle trash.
I do know the van.
Yeah, the party van, because
Yep.
you could open it. Now the other Cadillac for Turtles toys
This is the one I
was
had right
the
here.
blimp.
Yeah.
Oh
remember-
yeah,
I remember
that
the
blimp.
blimp. Oh,
Turtles
man,
figures
that-
were just hitting, dude, back in the day.
Oh,
they
and
were
then they
great,
always
man.
had variations
They
of
were
them.
great.
That's what really sold that whole series. You know, it wasn't the
Yeah, because
comics.
they would immediately have with the cartoon. They'd immediately have an action figure anytime they did a weird disguise in the cartoon,
Yep.
Yeah.
and then every buddy and enemy that they had a figure. It
You know
was,
what's
yeah.
crazy?
It was
Like,
gold.
you could still get some of those figures like original in the package.
Yeah.
At
Yeah,
Gamers
they're
Alley,
also
that store that I used to work at.
there's a figure brand that's bringing back a lot of these different figures and stuff
Yeah, actually,
where they're doing like 2-packs.
my roommate has one of them in the box. I'll have to take a photo and send it to you guys later.
Like an original turtle.
I don't think it's original, but I think it was from like early 2000s, so it's still kind of
Oh,
vintage.
I gotcha. Yeah. It's
A
weird.
rich-
to
You
hear
remember?
you
You
say
remember
that.
the figures had the little like frame, and you had to pop out all your weapons,
Mm-hmm. Dude, yeah, that was in that plastic frame, and like
and then you had
everything
to,
was in little
and then
pieces.
every kid either found scissors or they did this number where they sat there and chewed on those little pieces that would be left over,
Yep.
just to have that smooth edge for
Yeah.
raft
Turtles action
size.
figures. Turtles action figures were the reference back in the day for anyone else trying to make an action figure.
That's the way to go,
Oh, yeah.
man. The turtles and He-Man, I can say He-Man is
G.I.
not on
Joes.
my list, but
G.I.
I
Joes
never
is-
got too big into G.I. Joe, but I feel
that
like
was me.
He-Man. I liked He-Man better because it had so many different characters. G.I. Joe was mostly like just like army dudes, but
Yeah, I
like
didn't
He-Man
know.
had some weird characters.
ran
I
around
didn't
with
get
little toy
much-
guns.
I didn't get much GI Joe, but I got their knockoff. Remember the the dollar store back in the day had a knockoff called the Core, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
had a crap ton of those. But they were basically the same thing. They had a Snake
Yeah.
Eyes, a ripoff. I
Yeah,
think they called him Cobra Eyes. Honestly,
Cobra
They-
Eyes.
I remember
face.
their wrestling figures as well from the dollar store.
Oh
They
my god.
almost look like the guys.
Yep, they were
Dude.
so close.
I went
Do
to
you remember the ones that were made out of like all hard rubber too? And they were like
Yep.
this tall, like they were
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
Ugh.
just a big old
those.
I just
piece
remember
of rubber.
when it was a big deal that toys could have some articulation. You're
Yeah,
like, yo, look at this. My G.I. Joe has bendable knees now.
this one can karate chop.
I tell you what, there's a lot of knockoffs to this day getting sold at the flea market, and those wrestlers are at the flea market, brand new.
Oh,
out of the
yeah.
box.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
Next time you're in my side of the woods, man, maybe we'll go up there and I'll show you.
I'm always down for some flea market action.
Dude,
It's always
So,
fun.
it's
you
great.
know.
Steven, number 2.
So I'm actually surprised this is a number 1.
I was too.
The most sold console of all time, PlayStation 2.
And it wasn't number 1?
It was
wasn't
not number one in sales for that Christmas.
That's crazy, bro.
Probably due to demand. It probably would have
Yeah.
outsold it if there was more made.
That's true. They always do that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
just,
they
like,
can't they
only
can't
make
blame
so
it on
many.
chips for this one.
But still to this day, in my opinion, and a lot of people share this opinion, for once, people agree with me. Best video game system of all time.
It probably was, honestly, yeah.
Dreamcast is up there.
For sure.
Dreamcast was above and beyond its time, and then it just
I can't
fizzled
say
'cause
because
Sega.
I never had a Dreamcast.
I had a friend that did, and you were looking at graphics going, how are we playing? You know, we're still playing PlayStation 1s at that time too.
yeah.
So like you're seeing a Dreamcast going, this is crazy, and then the little cartridge that went in the controller. That's how
Yeah,
you could pick your
Dreamcast.
plays. Yeah, you could pick your plays in 2K with that, so your friend
Oh,
couldn't
I
see it.
remember that. Yeah, that was,
Dreamcast
pretty
was
sweet.
great. I mean, for sure. It was short lived.
Oh
It
yeah,
was the
it had
first-
so many additions to it. Like you had the light gun still for the sniper game. You had all the things for the
It was the
controllers
first-
themselves. It was stupid.
First console with a broadband built into it.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Panzer Dragoon. That was a banger of a game. The
Oh, yeah.
PS2, my favorite looking console is definitely the PS2. In terms of
I liked when they made the
aesthetic.
slim, like this version here.
Yeah.
yeah.
And all the different colors too. Silver
Yeah.
was badass.
But that's when we also learned that anything made by not PlayStation for controllers shattered in your hands.
Oh my god, yeah, they
Yeah.
were awful.
We're looking at you, Pelican, if you're even still a company
Oh
that
my
makes
God.
controllers.
Oh god.
I tell you,
Are
the
they?
biggest thing that pissed me off
I hope
about
not.
third-party PS2 controllers was they always had to have a fucking light on them.
And a
you're
turbo button.
sitting there
Oh, here you go.
playing the game. You're sitting there playing the game, and you're getting blinded in your peripherals from the damn light. And a lot of them you couldn't turn off.
And
This
if
is the
you
problem
wanted to
with the
play
PlayStation
wireless,
4
you had to
controller
have
as
the
well.
plug-in thing, and it took over a memory card slot.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it was plugged right into the hardcore or the plug, wasn't it?
I never
Yeah,
did
it
the
did.
I never did the wireless controller. I just bought an extender. I could sit like 20 feet
Oh
away.
yeah.
But of course you had to deal with 20-foot cable.
Yep. Yeah, there's the wired version. These things
But-
were so awful.
Yeah, they exploded
So
in your
many
hands.
So many
You could
great
just
games.
drop it, and you would just hear the crack. And like, I've got to go back to GameStop.
Fuck.
Yep, well, that
Oh, I'm
was
sorry,
it.
It wasn't GameStop then. It was like Babbage's and EB
Bunko
Games.
Land.
Oh,
Babbage's?
Babbage's. Oh my god, Babbage's.
And
Oh,
then GameStop bought them all.
Yeah.
oh,
Jared.
I miss
No.
Babbage's, man.
Number 2, the Nerf Aerostorm.
Mm.
Every kid who ever watched American Gladiators wanted the Aerostorm. So
I
that
was
you could
waiting until we got a
recreate it.
Nerf one.
Yeah. Well, it would have been our years, Scott.
Yep.
Go to a thrift store, man. You can see Nerf and water guns galore there. There's always at least 2 or 3.
Oh yeah.
That's where
But
Nerf
the
guns end up.
Aerostorm. That
This is
that
pretty
took
dope, though.
the regular Nerf bow and arrow to a new level.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I remember this thing. Yeah.
Kick
The old
people's ass.
pump
with that.
action rockets.
So good.
All right. Number
Hardest thing for
one.
me to convince my parents to let me have was a Nerf gun as a kid.
You'll shoot everyone's eye out.
I no, mostly just my little sister.
Number
Most dangerous
one
game
on
with a
this
Nerf
list.
gun.
This console had a much better way of holding on to media because downstairs is a shitload of cartridges right now. I mentioned it earlier, but I will edit that out. The Nintendo 64. How did you hold it to
Hey!
the 64 controller, everybody? Did you hold it like this
no,
or like
it was
this?
It was this. It was this.
no,
usually,
I never.
usually in the middle.
It's always
Yeah.
this.
You got the
It's
joystick,
always-
my dude.
And then like
Brother, I
you
don't
hit
know
the,
how
you hit the-
ambidextrous you were.
I'm
Depending on
pretty
what game
ambidextrous.
you were playing, but the majority of the games you use the joystick.
Use the
Never. I
joystick.
never touched this. I never touched the center dick. I always was outside dick left, outside dick right. Middle finger hits the Z trigger.
Just
and then
ruined
hit
the fucking-
joystick.
You just ruined the controller for me, man. Thanks.
Jesus.
I
Jason.
honestly, this
I
is
didn't
the
design it.
worst controller
Playing-
ever made. I think.
Oh yeah, by far.
That's how Nintendo does, man.
Oh, it's awful.
They always
That's why they
no,
had to come out with that GameCube controller and try to
The
fix it.
GameCube controller is
Yeah.
one of the greatest video game controllers ever made. It was a
That's why they keep
function
remaking
over
it.
form. It worked. It's
I
function
think
over form.
I think they've even made it for the Switch now.
Yeah, and
They
like
have.
an
Yeah.
adapted version because
Yep.
hardcore smashers.
Oh
they
yeah,
only
they
play
swear
with
by
the
it.
GameCube.
Smash Brothers, the one on the 64 is the only one I don't suck cocks at. The Nintendo 64 had a lot of
The
great
first
games.
one.
Yeah, all the other ones I get absolutely annihilated.
I just
on.
saw that
Um,
the ad for it for the first time in years for the first Smash Brothers, where it's all of the main four, so they're like skipping through a field, and then Mario trips Yoshi, and it turns into a fight.
Yeah,
Speaking
it's a great game. The thing about me in games is that I don't ever play RPGs or anything. So I know like the Nintendo 64 had a bunch of like fancy pants
You are a
RPGs and
liar.
bullshit.
I'm calling you a liar right now, Jason, because
Me?
you
What are you
play
talking about?
Fallout New Vegas and Skyrim. Both are RPGs.
Oof.
Yeah, but what I mean is like in terms of the 64, it's just like
Oh, there wasn't one for the 64 that.
well,
people
there was like
played.
Zelda and all that, but like I never, dude. For me, it was always just GoldenEye.
Zelda.
It's GoldenEye.
Are you
I played
thinking-
so many fucking hours of GoldenEye, bro. So many hours of GoldenEye.
That
The
was the
songs
first
are stuck in my
multiplayer
head.
shooter.
Every
Maybe
time I look at my watch,
You wanna squeeze the buttons and blow things up.
No, the music kicks in every time. The bum, 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 ba, bum, 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 every single time I look at my watch. So it's just like the thing about the 64 for me was that it was definitely a highlight of a console that just kind of allowed for multiplayer gaming. There's a lot of easy multiplayer games just to jump with your friends and get it done with. From the old
Mario Party
WCW
debut.
games,
Oh,
No
Mario
Mercy.
Party slapped. No Mercy was
Mhm.
good. It's like there's so
Diddy
many
Kong.
fucking great Diddy Kong. Yoshi's Story is a really good one. Maybe not the it was also admittedly it's the first console I ever saw 3-dimensional graphics on. So I remember seeing like Super Mario 64 the first time. I fucking shit myself. I was like, this is insanity. This
When
cannot
people
be
can
real.
make Mario do the backflip, that's all I
And
remember.
it wasn't
from my
just
friends that
it
had
wasn't just a
What the
platformer
fuck?
anymore.
Nope.
Absolutely insanity.
I tell you what, man. When I was a kid, my best friend got the PS1, but because the 64 was like $20 cheaper, I got the 64.
Hell yeah.
It was mom and dad decision. However, it actually ended up working out because then we got PS1 at his house, and then we got 64 games at my house.
There you go.
And like,
Just back and
like
forth.
Tony Hawk was a banger on the 64. No loading screens. Now you didn't get the full songs, so that was kind of ass. But
Oh shit!
they-
I didn't know
they-
that.
they ported Resident Evil 2 over to the 64, and it was actually
They did.
a better version on the 64 and zero loading screens. Yeah, I mean, it was great. And they've been
That's a
adding
feat
a
of
lot of the
engineering.
64 stuff to the Switch if you have
Yeah.
the Switch online, including
Yeah,
GoldenEye is
I'm
coming
playing
in
a
like
lot
a
of
month.
some Super Nintendo stuff lately.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
Poggers. Scott.
Earthworm Jim 2, baby.
Numero based. Scott. Numero uno. Number 1.
Well, let's keep this fucking Nintendo train rolling. Number 1, Super Nintendo, baby.
Oh yeah,
Super
I never had
Nintendo,
it.
bro.
I never had a SNES.
the
I
most
had it.
iconic, the
I
most
had it,
iconic
man.
system in my opinion. Nintendo.
It really is.
I was always a
I mean,
Super
it-
Super Mario World.
I had so many of the games. It's unbelievable.
That's why I like what Switch is doing with the Super Nintendo channel,
Yeah.
because it's
Adding
got
those
all
all
of
in.
all of the Donkey Kong Country games are on there now.
Dude, Super Mario Kart, banger.
Super Mario Kart's
World,
on there now.
banger. Super Tennis, banger. Had that one. Let's see what else.
Isn't
we
it
got.
like
Oh, that's
$70
Scott's
to play
literally
them all?
looking at the screen from the Switch right now.
Right.
yeah. This is the Switch one here.
best part too is like being able to do the save states. I wish they get more of the Mega Man games on there.
Yeah.
Those
This
things
just goes to
kicked
show
ass.
how ahead of its time Sega Channel really was. Let's think about that for a second.
Yeah.
I mean, it
A lot of
was.
those-
Yeah, but how many kids could afford the Sega channel, Jason?
I never knew anyone with it.
I didn't know a single kid who had the Sega
No.
channel.
It was
I only
Those
had
games-
one
I thought-
family friend that had a
It's
Sega.
Some of the games
was
on
a
that
Sega
picture
guy.
you showed is not on the Switch yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like I don't think Zombie Ate My Neighbors is on there unless it got
no,
added
it's
on.
not on there. I didn't see it. I was just on it today playing Earthbound.
The Mario RPG is missing too, which sucks because I really want to play that. The Legend of the Seven Stars or whatever.
Yeah.
But you got your deep cuts. You know what I'm saying? You got your
You got
Zelda,
some Japanese releases.
Donk Kong. You got your Donk Kongs.
You got
Super Mario
Rival
World.
Turf.
Oh hell yeah! More on the NES side, yeah. They'll be like, there's something new to play, and like they make it like kind of like a gift reveal when you open the app and there's a new game, and so you're like, oh shit, there's something new to play, and then it's like Kung Fu on the NES, and you're like, oh man,
And you're like, why?
Well, see, I was sitting there the other day. I was telling Michelle about this attempted rival for Best Buy in Circuit City. It's out in Pineville, but it did not last more than 6 months. But it was the first place I ever got to play Earthworm Jim 2. And all the kids would huddle around it, and we'd all like pass the controller to each other to give each other a shot at it. And I was like, man, I loved Earthworm Jim 2. I had it for my Super Nintendo. And so I loaded up my Switch for the first time in a while. And
they just recently
that
added
was
that
on
shit
there.
on.
And I was like, well, I know what I'm doing. Just playing Earthworm Jim 2 until my brain hurts.
Those games were awesome, man. Especially like back in the day when
you
could
hit the buttons and make the cows say "well done" in 4 different speeds.
Yeah,
Earthworm Jim's a fantastic video game.
Shout out to Boogerman too, man. Boogerman was also good.
Yeah, that's not on there yet.
Boogerman was a gross game, but I recall it and I did play it.
I think
number
it's on the Sega. My number
it
one,
was
Numero Uno. Send it.
So outsold PlayStation 2
It's another
in the
fucking
year-
gaming console.
in the year 2000. It's not a game console. They still make it to this day. However, it's a little different. But it's the Razor scooter.
Pogs.
Oh, shit, the Razor
let's
scooters.
go!
No
Pogs was
fucking way.
before 2000.
Breaking
I
love
ankles
it. Before.
since the year 2000. Jesus.
They're so convenient if you're just not a dipshit about it.
Still
Honestly, in
popping,
hindsight-
baby.
in
Still
hindsight,
popping, baby.
$30 is fine. Razor scooters, in hindsight, I think they trained a lot of people to ride like the EV scooters in towns
that
or
was
whatever. You
kinda
know
hot.
what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah. I was
Yeah.
about to say public transit. It's public
Although-
transport now.
I've known people who've gotten turbo fucked up on the
Oh,
what's
yeah.
this called? Wishes, Uber,
Birds.
Uber Yeet, whatever you fucking call it. I don't know. Yeah, I love these things. They're fantastic. They're so easy.
So
Yeah,
If
I
you're doing a
remember-
drive-by on,
Specifically, I remember as a kid, I lived across from a church with a huge hill parking lot. And every day on that Razor scooter, man, I'd go down there. One summer,
bombing hills.
one summer, because when you're a kid, you don't necessarily wear shoes outside.
Ooh.
And that's when I fucking found out. I went down that hill and smashed my heel onto that brake, which is basically just a piece of metal that rubs against the rubber tire until you slow down. It's going so fast. I hit that shit,
Not great design.
burned the hell out of my heel. Oh my God. And
they
you
only
can
had a
forget
rear
about-
brake.
And
Yep.
you can forget about learning tricks on this thing because every time that you screw up, which is 100 times, trying to spin it around and jump on it, smacking
Shins.
your ankle or your
Oh,
shins.
God, yeah. And not to mention, like, it's this thin.
Yeah.
Like,
it
there's
was
not much to
meant for
it's not
big
like
people.
a skateboard. It's not like a skateboard.
It's like it's like a sword.
It is.
Mhm.
It's like a sword attached to wheels.
Just slicing your ankles off.
Now, the best part about the Razor scooter for me is that this came out when I went off to college. So there was a
So-
guy who was known for scooting around campus on his Razor
Johnny
scooter.
Razor.
No,
Johnny Razor.
everyone knew him as the scooter guy because he was the only one on campus with it. And the thing is, we went to college in a mountain town. So this dude was
God.
just bombing hills and hitting gravel.
Oh, God. And probably eating a lot of it, too.
Sounds terrible.
I don't know, man. I didn't see a lot of wounds on him, but like everyone knew him as scooter guy.
Dude,
Scooter
another
guy.
thing about the scooters
The old
too
scooter.
is they had like little push-in pins to set down the handles so you could fold it up.
I remember
And
that.
I had my scooter for so long that like that shit started to get a little loose and I'd be going fast and that shit would just turn off. So I'm sitting there dangling by the wires.
with no shoes on.
Dude, you cannot fall off of a scooter. It's worse. I think it's worse than falling off a skateboard because
Yeah.
you go a lot faster on a scooter because you've got handles,
That's true.
typically. So, but I mean, dude, I built a
Oh,
lot on that
man.
thing. I remember the first time I tried to grind with it. That shit is
Mm.
naturally slick. It is not made for that. The fact that people could do that like they do on skateboarding it's a miracle that they don't
impressive.
die. 'Cause, you know,
Now
I'm
you
not
got
out
guys
there.
doing like backflips and stuff.
I'm not out there wearing knee pads, helmets.
No,
No,
you're
not
a real
with a
boy.
Razor
You don't
scooter.
fuck this shit.
You're already
boy.
getting called a wuss for using something with handles.
Yeah. You're
All the
not-
kids at
you're
the
not-
skate park are hating.
Well, listen, all the
Getting
kids at my skate
nuggies.
park used to make fun of the kids with the rollerblades.
Yep.
Oh,
All the
Rollerblades.
rollerblade kids
Yeah.
got made fun of.
Rollerblades
It's
is
true.
dope, man.
Jarrod, number one. Bring it
The
back.
final number one.
The number one for me was the Talk Boy from Home Alone.
Oh hell yeah.
No shit.
Cool as shit.
Yep.
It was cool as shit.
You know, I
Knew-
found one
had
of those.
friends with one.
I found one of those at a thrift store a couple months back, but it didn't work.
Oh, I would have
luck,
bought it just to like have
Just
one.
just have it on display.
This thing
Yeah.
was awesome, man. It was like such a gimmick while also just being a cassette player too.
Yeah.
I did
Genius
have one as a
marketing.
kid.
The
Oh,
Talk
pink
Girl.
one? Oh, that's tight.
Yep.
Talk
the
Girl,
Talk
man.
Girl. Back when they had to separate toys for whatever reason.
I remember my brother gave me his Talk Boy. This was when, because my brother lived in Florida when I was a kid. We had different dads. And so he went and stayed with our grandmother. But he had sent me his Talk Boy after he got, tired of it. But I only had the one cassette that he sent, which was a single of Hotel California. So
Good choice.
that's the memory I have of the Talk Boy, is listening to Hotel California on that.
Oh my god. How was the sound on that thing? It was probably awful. I
Oh.
never had one.
It's that
It's
one
okay.
speaker.
Oh god. Like
You
this one right here.
I mean, you can plug
Yeah.
headphones into it, but back in the 90s, unless you dropped some serious cash, you weren't getting good headphones.
That's true.
No.
That's so
And
true.
I was a kid, so
You had
Bro,
to
you
take
should've
care
picked
of your
that sucker up.
Walkman.
I was getting $10 earbuds.
$235 on eBay
Yeah, I could have sold it for parts for probably $100.
easily, or tried to
Mhm.
fix it. A lot of those tape cassette recorders are pretty easy to fix.
I'll tell you
It's
what,
usually just the belt.
if I see it again, I'll get it.
You better pick it up,
Cop
man.
it.
I hope you see it again because that thing probably got picked up right after you walked past it.
Oh, guaranteed.
There would be some more. There's more. They sold a shit ton of those. I mean, like you said, it was number one.
True.
Do you remember the Yak Back, Scott?
Oh my god,
I
yeah.
do.
I had
The one that
of
could
those.
only record like a small snippet,
yeah,
Yep.
like 8 seconds.
and then you could play with the different voice changers to it.
Yep.
That's the one I had. We did not have Talk Boy, and we did not have Talk
I
Boy
had-
money.
I had one of those too. Yeah, I had a They were super cheap. They were like the
Yeah, they
the
were
dollar
like
store
this
version.
big.
Yep.
They were great. I
And they
one of
had
those.
like
You
they had like
guys-
built-in words, like built-in sayings and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. I used
Do you
to
guys
just
remember
make
this-
fart noises with it.
Oh yeah.
Classic.
Uh-huh.
Do
playing
you remember
back
this
in slow-mo.
robot? This robot thing that you would put cassettes into? That's all I can recall. This is a toy I do.
The-
Teddy Ruxpin.
Yes.
Teddy Ruxpin. We talked
No,
about
not
that
Teddy-
recently.
No,
same,
Not Teddy
same
Ruxpin. I know what you're
concept.
talking about.
But as
Yeah.
a robot thing, it came with tapes. You could play on it. It was like a choose your own adventure thing.
And
I
it's
think.
like it's mouth moved. Yeah, it's called
Oh.
2XL.
Yeah.
I know about that. Yeah, there was a lot of Sesame Street tapes.
Maybe
I remember
don't know.
Sesame
You had to
Street-
buy specific tapes for it.
Yeah.
So it may have been Sesame Street, but that's it right there.
Oh, I do remember that
Yeah.
guy.
2XL.
2XL.
Boy,
Yeah,
I don't
definitely
remember anything
that.
about this, but I do
The
recall
old
having a
Tiger
2XL.
toys.
I had one of those. Yeah. Damn.
And then
I
they
guess I-
had the
I guess I had a pretty
Tiger
good
the
childhood.
Tiger games
Yeah.
where you played one game over and over and it just got harder
Yep.
immediately.
The
yeah.
handhelds.
You
Dude,
could beat
this
that
thing was
first
so-
level, you get onto the second level, like, nope,
Guess I had a pretty good childhood, and I thought I didn't, but I had all these banging ass toys, man.
For
Yeah,
for a
man.
podcast so rooted in nostalgia, I'm definitely not a nostalgic person generally when it comes to items or whatnot. I would cop out for a 2XL all day, every day to have an active function all day, every day. I think we'll get one that's back with some new tapes on it. I think it's fucking cool as shit, actually.
Yeah,
Really
only
cool.
Ja-
That's a cool toy.
If only if Jason could find a robot that'll read him stories in
Well, Jason.
2022.
Yeah, bro.
True.
Jason, as someone
I mean,
that spends
you kind of
way
have
too
one. It's
much
called
money,
an iPhone.
For someone like me that spends way too much money on nostalgic things, I
Yeah.
would definitely suggest you go on YouTube and watch somebody else mess with one for like an hour. And then if you still want one after that, go for it. But you probably
That makes
be
the
over
nostalgia
it.
go away.
Yeah, you'll be over it.
Yeah. I don't know. Like when it comes to I don't buy anything I can't use to make something with. So that's why it's either like it's a guitar or a tool, like a power tool, or like or a blender.
Or
Your
a
boy could go for a
PS5.
nice blender. PS5, my inverted ice cream
An
sandwich
organ
over
you
here.
use as a TV stand.
I got-
Fucking exactly.
I
Dual
have to
use,
sit
baby.
mine down like that too. I have to
Yeah,
lay
I
mine
just
down, too.
I velcroed it to this little bench right here too. So it's not going anywhere.
The
'cause I've almost
motherfucking
kicked
thing's
it.
like 15 pounds, man. It ain't going nowhere.
I've
anyways.
almost kicked it off a few times already. I'm a very fidgety guy, but
Did you get the Geek Squad protection on that?
no. That's why I
Definitely not.
velcroed it down.
All
Here's the
right.
Jason
Squad.
Squad protection.
Geek Squad Velcro.
All right, let's move on to
Like it.
some one-word reviews today, shall we?
Oh,
All right. We're going to have to fly through these because we are already going long.
I
But-
try to keep it short.
One-word reviews.
But it's one-word
these
reviews.
are,
Short
these
anyway.
are one-word reviews. Just one word, man. Just one word. So this is
No,
the
no.
Christmas edition.
Hopefully.
So if you haven't listened to one-word reviews before, we each literally get one word to review this thing, item, movie, whatever. And no description necessary. We get one word to review it. That's it. That's the rule. All right. Our first word is eggnog. And we'll start with Stevie.
drunk.
Jared,
Disgusting.
Jason,
ketoacidosis.
That's two.
I can.
Not
that's
keeping
one.
it
I
short
can
at
explain
all.
why.
hyphenated.
Hyphenated.
I'll
Okay.
explain why in a second.
All right. I'm going to go with thick with two C's.
Very much
Gots
so.
to.
Okay,
Got to.
I finally tried eggnog a couple weeks ago. It's good. I like custard-based stuff. Shouts out to like custard-based milkshakes. It had so much fucking sugar in it. I thought I thought my pancreas was gonna melt. I was like, oh no. Oh, I thought like I had finally tipped over like the edge to type 2. Is that bad? But I loved it to death. It's just like I give me an eggnog that has like next to no sugar in. I'm cool with it. But god damn, bro, I almost got
I don't think that
God.
So
exists.
definitely
Nope.
do not get the Southern
Tasty, though.
Comfort brand eggnog because they make
Oh,
a
I've tried that.
non-alcoholic one.
Oh no, it was like
Jesus
Moolah.
Christ.
It was a
Sugar
Moolah
bomb.
brand. It was virgin
Yeah.
too. There's no alcohol.
Well,
in
I'm
it
just
at all.
saying, if you don't like sugary shit, don't get the Southern ones. The
Virgin.
SoCo.
But it was delicious otherwise. You know, a custard-based, thick boy drink. I'm all into that. But bro, holy shit! I thought my pancreas was like, I'm out, Jason. Like, grabbed this little hat, walked out the door, and I was got to go on like, insulin the next day. Like, yikes!
Keep it
All
short,
right,
Jason.
Bully.
Next word.
That's all I got.
Well, the next thing, gingerbread cookies. Jason, you start.
Underrated.
Jared,
No thanks.
banging. Stevie,
Delicioso.
dude, gingerbread cookies are literally the best cookie
A
of
little dry,
Christmas.
a little stale, but not.
No, you
against
gotta
it.
get no. You gotta make them soft. You gotta
They do make them
soft.
soft out there, Jason.
They
I
start
make-
soft and then they get
I
hard
make
later.
them soft. Yeah, and then they get
guess
soft
so.
again when they get stale.
And you dip them in some milky.
Fucking
Bang.
weird, man.
All right, next one
No.
we got, and I literally
one?
just saw this movie for the first time this week, but this is based on a fictional character, Krampus. Jared,
Spooky.
I'm gonna say Goaty. Stevie.
Lame.
Ooh. Jason.
Furry.
I guess he's a little furry. He is.
I know-
Yeah,
I
I
Be in
saw.
some
I saw.
depictions.
I saw
Sure
the movie
somebody
this
likes it.
week with Adam Scott.
Oh, the
Not
Adam
bad.
Scott movie.
Yeah, it's
The
pretty funny.
the horror comedy.
Yeah, with David Koechner playing
Yeah.
like the same David Koechner character he plays in every
gonna go
movie.
I'm gonna go see Deadly Night this Thursday.
Deadly Night.
Nice. The
What's that movie
Die
called?
Hard with Santa.
Violent Night?
Violent
Violent
Night.
Night. Thank you.
Violent
David
Night.
Harbour,
There you
Yeah,
go.
with David Harbour.
Mr. Harbour.
All right, the next one we have inflatable decorations. I'm gonna go with cute Stevie,
Overpriced.
Jason,
Airborne.
Airborne, Jared.
Convenient.
They are convenient, and Stevie, I will say they're not overpriced anymore. Super cheap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look on Amazon. dude.
Unless you're buying like the 8 and 9 footers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I got a 6-foot T-Rex that's like holding a present for like $20.
Yeah.
Okay, is it one
if
you just
you-
blow the air in once, or is it one with the motors?
No, it
Listen to
has the motors. Yep. You
Oh,
just
wow.
Yeah,
plug it
if,
in.
if it's not
Yep.
branded, they're cheaper.
Okay.
Yeah, they're way cheaper. Yeah, they're way
But
better
Like
than
on
they
a
used to
soon,
be.
Big
soon as you
lots
put a
of different-
trademarked item into it, it's $50.
You probably
Yeah,
get
you're
them at
out.
Ollie's.
Probably. They've got
Next
them
month.
everywhere now. Yeah, get them while they're hot. All right, next one, Stevie, candy canes.
Sometimes.
Jason.
Lickable. Pause, but lickable.
Jared.
Overrated.
I'm a fan of them.
I'm gonna go with stripey.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Stripey.
the reason I said sometimes is because like I don't rarely want to eat a candy cane unless it's like that funky like alternate one.
Like the weird
Yeah.
flavored ones.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
that's
what.
where it's at.
The Starburst ones and the Sour
Okay.
Patch Kids ones, pretty bum.
So I see
I do
like
like them.
sometimes they're good if they're more like lollipop flavored, but
Yeah.
like that straight up like peppermint.
The
ugh.
peppermint ass peppermint, nah.
Yeah.
don't
I
mix
like
me
I
with
like
that.
to smell peppermint. Like I like that as like a freshener, air freshener,
Yeah.
but I don't want to eat it.
Yeah,
I agree
feel
with
you.
Steven on this one.
I
The
feel you.
alternate flavor candy canes are pretty cool.
Yeah, they're where it's at. Just don't get like the
Yeah.
chocolate flavor ones.
I was
Those
going
are
to say
awful.
the chocolate one.
What the fuck? No.
Real
it's
bad,
it's
dude.
basically Yoo-hoo. You know,
I think-
not really chocolate.
The only thing that's got candy canes in the game every year is because it's so festive and cool, decorative
Yeah.
looking.
You
Decorative.
hang them on your tree, and now you have something edible on your tree.
Yeah, that's true.
Other than-
Sand.
Something that's not
'Cause that ain't
mistletoe
for me.
because that will kill you.
True.
It's also a fungus.
All right, next one. Jason, Elf.
Like the movie?
Kickable.
However you want to take it, Jared.
Small. With an O.
I'm gonna. uh, I'm gonna go with overrated. Stevie.
Slave.
Whoa, that's true. He is kind of. I mean, they are.
I
kinda
don't.
slaves.
We don't know the pay wages for Santa's
That's-
helpers.
That's
Santa ain't
true.
got no money, man. He's giving everything away.
How do you think he gets those PlayStations? He doesn't make them. He
He
buys them
picks them up with the
on
truck. man.
credit.
He sends the reindeer truck.
He does the reindeer truck. All right, we got two more. Two more. We got next one, Jared, mistletoe.
Smooch.
Fresh. Stevie.
Festive.
Jason.
Fungus. Apparently, it's a
Well, not
fungus?
like a
What the
fungus, but
fuck?
like it's
This is-
it's one of those like invasive things that kills the planet it's on.
You know what's funny is, like-
I know what you mean.
Just now, at 32 years of age, I just realized that it's like the word missile and toe put together.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
do you think it was?
Sounds fucking violent, to be honest.
What you fucking think it was? Damn, Jason.
So your review should have been violent. But it's
I
not
thought
spelled the
about
same way as missile, though.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's like
I know.
it's like missed lato.
Like tell that to somebody that like English is their second language and they're like learning the word. They'd be like missile.
Missile.
Damn.
Mistletoe?
Americans are violent.
We
Well,
crazy.
no, they already knew that.
Blow your
Yeah, they
toe
did.
off, son, with a missile.
Toe. All right, last word. Santa Claus. Beardy. Stevie.
Beloved.
Jason.
All Father.
2 words.
It's 2 words.
No, that's
I-
it's meant as one word in the Norse sense. The word All Father.
Okay.
okay.
Okay. So you're spelling
Sure.
it A-L father.
Father. Like
You know,
all
he
together.
learned that from
Got
all
it.
those RPGs that he doesn't play.
Hellblade, technically.
Got him.
That's
All
fine.
right. And Jarrod.
It's a good game.
Jolly.
Jolly. He is a quite jolly
It's
man.
in the book.
All right. Well, that's our one word reviews. Let's hit up a quick woke thought. So I took up our woke thought for today. Cheetos are just edible corn foam.
I love them for it.
I'm okay with them. I like the puffed ones better.
Well,
I prefer
I
crunchy.
want to go on record and say I don't like the puffed ones, but Cheetos, I could eat a bag of Cheetos like once a year.
And that's it.
Yeah, I mean, like, why? Why more than once? Unless they're like flaming hot.
Why want
Even
Cheetos
then.
when there's like Cheez-Its that are, around?
Cheese is good.
Ooh,
Yeah,
good
those are the
choice.
best.
cheese
That's what I'm
is
saying,
good,
man. Like
right?
one
Stevie?
bag a year. Cheese? Oh, you know me, man. Got the block downstairs right now. No, I
Do you?
finished it. I finished.
You bought with the honey mustard earlier?
I didn't.
mean, obviously.
I didn't put no honey mustard on it, man.
No honey mustard. Oh
No.
man.
I
It's
took
cutting back.
club crackers, a slice of pepperoni, a green olive, and cheese.
Oh, well,
But
that's just
sliced.
charcuterie.
Yeah, that's charcuterie.
Yeah, but I mean, I ate like half a block when I did it. That was like a meal.
Keeping
was- It was my lunch one day.
I was keeping it classy, but I ate half the block.
No, it's not full block. Okay, just to
ne-
clarify.
You never go full
We're not
block.
going down. We're not going down this road against you.
No, we're not.
I'm just saying.
We're
You
not.
asked.
We're not going down this road.
He brought it up. We almost made it through without food.
We almost
Scott
did.
brought
All
it
right.
up. He
I
said
brought it
can-
up.
Candy
With the Cheetos.
canes,
Candy
gingerbread,
canes.
Yeah.
eggnog.
It's
I'll start with the
Christmas time.
gingerbread cookies.
Scott was to blame this time.
It was my fault. All right, let's move it to best week of the week and close this sucker out.
Send it.
It's been sent.
Can't
Listen,
help-
this
I can't help but get pissed when I hear that one.
it's an
I
angry
know,
one.
right?
But it's for like the best week of the week. So best week of the week this week, we're gonna give it to teachers because you know what? They about to get 3 weeks off, baby. 3 weeks off from
Unfortunately,
these
it's
bastard
unpaid.
children. Unfortunately, it is unpaid.
But
Paid
you
But
know
they
what?
still get 3 weeks off, baby.
By the time
They
they,
don't-
make it to this point, they don't give a damn if it's paid or not. They're like,
Oh,
let me
no,
get out of
they do.
here.
they
Yeah, they
still
do.
got bills.
They
Yeah,
deserve
they
more.
got bills.
You know what?
Christmas ain't
They
cheap.
do.
That needs to be a new social trend, man. You know, stop
Paying
giving
teachers
these
more?
homeless people
Oh.
$100. Find these teachers and give them $100.
But like they're not on the streets, you know?
Yeah.
If I
Damn
give
near
a homeless
close.
person $100, I'm doing pretty good. I'll give.
Yeah.
I feel
Jason's
like,
got
I don't
talk
know.
boy
Like
money if he's giving out homeless people dollars.
I know I'm getting out talk boy money. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Bring them
Talk
some
boy money.
bring them some bring them some coffee, send them some gift cards. That's what you
I'm gonna
can
be
do.
real.
Yeah,
I'm
hook
gonna be
up your
real with you.
teachers.
Call a school
I'm gonna be
and
real
be
with
like,
you. I
Be
got
real.
a confession to make right now.
Confess.
I
Go
don't
ahead.
have the best relationship with public schools, be it now or when I was a member of them. So I am much more likely to give a homeless individual money than I am a teacher any day of the week.
that's
I
just
know
weird.
the teacher wouldn't be the teacher that was my teacher from when I was in school,
As the
but
son of
the,
teachers, I find
but
offense to
the
that.
the
I had a few
uh,
bad
the
teachers.
animosity is still there. I don't know if most of my teachers were bad, but they didn't like me, and I really liked them.
That was
Not a
'cause
big
you were
public school
bad.
kind of guy.
I mean, I had a lot of
was.
cranky teachers too, but as an adult looking back, I can understand it. I would never be a teacher.
Admittedly, I did have a
almost
habit
was.
of I did have a habit
Same.
of getting up and walking out of the classrooms a lot just because I got bored and I would just like not pay attention at the time.
And you wonder why they didn't like you. Okay.
Teachers just didn't like me.
Well, stop being.
They just didn't like me.
I mean,
I just
just
got
didn't
up in the
like
middle
me.
of class and just walked out. You know, at
So
my
they
own
were
accord.
boring and walked out.
I feel like I graduated from high school only based on like my ability to just like be likable.
I think you
Yeah.
graduated from high school because they're like, just get this motherfucker out of here.
Yeah.
Just put him through.
Jason
Fuck
was the
Jason,
post
get him
child
out.
for No
Christ.
Child Left Behind.
Yeah.
Just get him out.
I tell you what
Get
was
him out.
the worst, though, man.
Throwback, baby.
When you were in elementary school, you know how like your teacher taught you every subject? That was the worst, man. You were
Correct.
just 6-7 hours in the same room all day.
Listen to the same person.
You get PE like once a week, you'd be like, "Oh my god, this is awesome!"
Thank God I'm out of here.
Yeah,
I think that's why I took band in like 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, just to like have some like
Wasn't
a
an
little bit of
option down here,
change.
Scott.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We
No,
didn't get
you
banned until
till
6th grade.
junior high.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, middle
Dude,
school for some kids.
3rd
Choir
grade,
and
I was banging it out on a clarinet.
choir.
Oh no, you
band.
had that was a different class. That was music class, but that was once a week like PE and art.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I remember when I was in high school, man. My 4th period of the day was theater arts class. Just a nice layup on the way off. You know.
I took 2 years of act, or it wasn't theater, it was drama for us, I think it was called, but
Yeah,
man,
same thing.
I loved it, man. You can't fail that. All you can do is like show up and just like do a monologue, and you're good.
Participate. That's all it was down here.
Participate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It's like a layup.
It really was. I miss it, man. I miss
Shouts
it.
out to
All
all the
right.
doo-doos I dropped in the Ashford Theater auditorium toilet in the back.
That's the least used, dude. That's the least used one.
Exactly.
You know what?
Exactly.
You and me,
Exactly.
we were toilet buddies because I used that toilet too.
At the end of the day, the only memories I really have of high school are all like good ones related to people I knew and walking into the bathrooms and it being like the fucking OK Corral is about to go down. Like, and I was just like, why are public school bathrooms so lit all the time? Like, they also smell like if you set a trash can full of like chemical, like full of like seasoned shit, and you just set that on fire. And it's like that all the time. I was like, I just gotta get the fuck out of here.
I'll tell you what,
Seasons
dude.
with what?
Through elementary
Doo-doo.
school, through elementary and middle school, man, they didn't have doors on the toilet stalls and the bathrooms.
It's fucking out of control, dude.
and not only that, but like,
Oh, that's messed up.
kids
Oh, check
would-
it.
Kids would
Did you
make
guys-
fun of you for taking a crap at school.
Did you guys? This is the last thing I got for tonight. Did you guys back in elementary school? Did you have somebody in your class who would always drop their pants all the way to the ground and use the urinal? Because I know
Was
I
it
did,
you,
and
Jason?
It wasn't me. No, it was not. I
was it
promise
you,
it was not
Jason?
me. But it was this other kid, and it was like, God, it's always that one kid who didn't.
Sometimes
get
you
it.
gotta let your
I
butt
mean-
cheeks out.
Don't tell me you've never been to like a sporting event or something where you go to the bathroom and there's just
Oh,
some
yeah.
kid just like,
There's a kid
Pants
trying
on
to
the
make
ground,
their way
just-
to an adult urinal.
yep,
I'll be-
yep.
I'll be
So,
honest,
Every
like,
single
five
sporting
steps
event I've ever been
back.
to. I feel like it's a prerequisite like that. You don't get the full experience until you walk into the bathroom. There's a kid just like ass out, pissing in the urinal.
And
That's what I
every time you point it out, you got to be the one that points it out to be like, oh, that's a kid butt.
Like, up there it is. There it is.
I tell you
got
what, man.
my fill today.
I'll be honest with you. As an adult, I don't wear I wear pants like 1% of the time. So I always pull
Where are
my
we going
pants
with
all,
this?
I always pull my shorts all the way down when I do a number one. It's a podcast exclusive right here. I'm letting the world
But not
know.
in public, not in public places.
Oh
though, is the
hell
difference.
no, dude! I'd get in trouble for that. They'd be like, "Jesus Christ!" They'd be like, "That's a big fat ass right there."
Especially when he's peeing in ice makers.
Now, if I'm using a stall,
Good night, everyone.
maybe.
Cut it.
And that's
We're
all
done
I
here.
have to say about that.
Wrap it up. Jared's got the
Oh
W, bro.
my God. That's it. We're out. We're out. Follow us on all the socials at TWTPcast on youtube.com/@talkingwithout-thinking, or you might be watching us on YouTube right now. If you are, thanks. Tell a friend. And we'll catch you guys next week. See ya.